What is up, everybody? Okay, let's do it. Whoa, loud. All right, we'll do more chat versus the dragon here. See what people got ready for us about this animation update for the mailbox. That was a really necessary update. What do we got here? Not too much that I care about. Don't have a lot of XP over here, or I mean SQ over here. What little I have, I'll throw at Romulus when he gets rated up. Because why not? I can see some XP and SQ mixed in there, or 4-star foes. Kinda hard to locate it here. There it is. Oh god, there's more! This is what happens when you don't manage your inventory. Okay, hopefully that's enough. Caw, by the way. Anything else? Yeah, I saw it. God damn it. Okay, faux items. Where did all this junk come from? Okay, I think we're good now. I don't want to press receive all because inventory. Oh wow, I've got 49 tickets though. That's actually pretty decent. Look at that, chat. The shop's about to reset and I hadn't bought the stuff yet. Always good to buy these. Get say, I don't know about that one. Alright, who are we gonna give the foe pause to? I think Scath, yeah. He's almost done, actually. Alright, chat. Let me look through my invites and all that. We'll remove some people so we have more space, especially the ones we already used. We gotta use Jack again, though, because I really want to figure that one out. Big say there. I don't think we used them. Okay, I guess they're not playing anymore. Feels bad. Cairo not playing much on NA either. I really don't play NA a lot. I mostly focus on JP, so. There's Cobb. I didn't realize he had a Gilius there. Okay. Get rid of that Cairo guy. Jeez, Legend, aren't you supposed to be like on Cairo's side? God damn. Alright, if you've already sent me an invite and I remove you here, you can just send it again. I just want to make sure the people on my list are actually in chat. They logged in 0 minutes ago, so I assume they're here. That face. Hard to know with some of these. Captain, I'll make a deal with you, because, you know, I'm not using Caligula. When we do finally get to play Elden Ring, the first enemy we fight, we will kill with bare fists. Hopefully, let me rephrase that, because I just remembered how FromSoft likes to do things. The first normal enemy we fight, we will kill with bare fists, because I would, you know, you never know with FromSoft how they like to do their tutorials, so let's not have a stray demon moment. There, could definitely be, could have set myself up for some failure there. Alright. There's my friend code. Leave that on screen for a second, and then we'll go fight the dragon once, and then we'll look at our invites, and we will go for there. Actually, fighting Gundyr with your fists, I think is somewhat reasonable. That's actually not that bad, but, you know, they could pull some bullshit. Alright. Chat, I would just like to report, I fucking hate Lost Ark. I hate that game so much. After I streamed it and had like the worst experience ever, and I could just tell it was going to be a game that I hated through and through, I watched some other people play it. Like I watched Ouroboros play it, I watched some other big streamers play it, I watched some YouTube videos, and I feel confident in my opinion. It is exactly what I thought it was, with like you just spending most of your time running from NPC to NPC, then them giving you some generic quest where you kill 5 mobs and you go back to talking to NPCs again. You're just generically following the breadcrumbs of a quest, of a bunch of quests, and you hardly ever do anything, and it looks so awful to me. Like, it looks so fucking awful to me. Like, everything I don't want out of a video game. I never really looked into, like, why it was popular either. I didn't watch the trailers, I didn't keep up with any of that. And I kind of just feel like it's when hype gets out of control. Like, it's so much worse. It takes the worst things of ARPGs, right? Like the bad aspects of Diablo and games like that, and none of the good things. I really mean that. It takes the worst aspects of MMOs and then the worst aspects of ARPGs, and then cuts out the good parts, right? You're not cutting through hordes of monsters and getting lots of loot and all that. No, you are just running from point A to point B so much, talking to NPCs constantly, killing a few mobs that are outrageously easy, that don't even drop any loot, and then rinse and repeat. Like, that's like 90% of the game. Like, Jesus Christ. And I get it, you know, some people just like to, you know, they don't need a game that's got loads of depth, and they like to just turn their brain off and you hang out and, you know, mess about with, you know, cool animations and stuff, and that's fun. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like it does that worse than a lot of other games. Like, my friend Tusk was actually talking about it because he was looking into Lost Ark, and I'm not really big into like Diablo style games and stuff, but he is. But even he sees a lot of the flaws with a lot of the ARPG games and stuff, and that's what he basically was saying. He's like, yeah, at least with like Diablo or Path of Exile or something like that, you know, you can listen to an audio book or whatever, you know, watch a YouTube video on the side and kind of just, you know, autopilot it and have fun, you know, slaying monsters and getting loot. Where in Lost Ark, you can't really even do that because it's just so much running around talking to NPCs and there is no loot. But if other people like it, you know, good for them. But boy, do I not care for it. All right, fine. It's bullshit because she is a archer. But we'll give it to say he put in some effort to get at the top of the list here, and he's using a certain CE that is going to be atrociously bad here, but you know, whatever, we'll just roll with it here. Not even limit broken, by the way. Not even limit broken, by the way. You're not getting that, the good effect, the good part of the CE, the flat damage, obviously. If you're not getting the extra flat damage, what's the point? I'm not sure it's possible to have a better say than say stands. I'm pretty sure he has maximum. And on JP, he's got all the passives and stuff over there as well. I don't think, Lost Ark needs a rework. I think because some people do really like the game, and good for them, but it is pretty fundamentally not a game that I want. But yes, it's clearly not for me. Wait, you don't have 2K foes? You goddamn failure! You had all that time to save up. You had 2 years from JP to NA, and you didn't save up the 2K foes. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I take it all back. 1.4, at least there's that. Alright, we need NP. I don't want to kill one of these guys, but I think I kinda have to. Yeah. Zoomers, by the way. But not only is Lost Ark like fundamentally a game that I don't really like, and it's very boring, and I really gotta emphasize that. I find it just ridiculously boring. It also has one of the worst control methods known to man that they only use because of nostalgia. It's just so much snow. Okay, we actually got our NP. Dare I use that quick card? If the crit, like if both of them crit or even just say crits, we're probably going to kill it. I mean, we're gonna win anyway, so even if Arash was in the next turn, it's not that big of a deal. We're gonna risk it. I want those stars. Okay, no crit. Good, good. Woo! Close! Alright, we want to use... not exactly our first skill, even though it's got the attack up, because the other two effects we would whiff. Well, actually, we'd only whiff the heal, and honestly, because we've got this ridiculous craft essence, we probably wouldn't be able to heal for a while anyway. And our second skill lasts for 3 turns. I think we go ahead and cast it now. Okay, stop taking selfies and fight the goddamn dragon. Okay, no attack up. We're not using our third skill. Don't start with me, Lost. But, with Lost Ark, clearly not being my kind of game and whatnot. And it's like, there's a lot of games like it, though, in Korea especially, though. Especially with, like, the really boring leveling process that you can pay to speed up. And it's almost like it's almost designed with that in mind. That's very common in Korean MMOs, which kind of sucks because a lot of Korean MMOs actually do have other aspects that I like. Sometimes they have good boss fights. Like Vindictus had a lot of good boss fights and stuff. But they do have, they're really trying to encourage you to pay, right? And to a certain extent that's reasonable because it's free to play and they have to make money somehow. Yeah, Black Desert's a really good example. But I think it's much better when you incentivize paying through convenience to an extent, but cosmetics and things like that work really well because you don't want the game to be boring. Because what I see a lot of games do, even Western MMOs are starting to do this because the Eastern model, a lot of the Eastern MMOs, and not just MMOs, but games like Genshin and even FGO to an extent. FGO's a little different, but a lot of the base game is almost designed intentionally to be grindy and boring, so you want to skip it to get to the part of the game that's actually good. And that's really backwards, because I think it's a lot better if the game is just fun and people want to keep playing it and they want to just stick with it as it gets updated and those kinds of things. It's annoying to me how prevalent that is in Korean games, but it's like I said, some of it's in FGO as well. FGO is a little bit more generous because it allows you to, like, you don't have to use SQ to refill your AP, right? You really don't. You can keep up in FGO. You can get an excess of apples by being a free-to-play, right? You can during boring bits, you can just get things done, and then fun stuff happens. You can have a huge stockpile of apples and kind of just play freely, right? So it's a bit more forgiving like that, but there's still status tied to, like, farming a lot and getting the new materials for the new units as fast as possible, so you get them to MP5, 10, 10, 10, etc., you know, long before a free-to-play could feasibly do it, and stuff like that. So that still exists. It's like, it's a status thing, and that's actually something I wanted to talk about, so I mentioned to Lost at the start there. It's a lot more prevalent in Eastern games, but it's starting to bleed into Western games. Like, absolutely, it is. I remember the West used to be really against this kind of game design, but they're starting to, like, embrace it just because that's where the money is. But it really is that pay for, like, status, right? Pay for status, you know, pay to if you want to be at the top end of the PvP in a lot of mobile games, you not only need to be kind of good at the mobile game, but you also have to you need to pay too, right? If you want to be the absolute cream of the crop in the PvP and mobile games, you've got to pay. And, like, in a lot of these Eastern games, that's not seen as a bad thing. It really isn't. It's like, oh yeah, well, if I've got a good job and I've got the money, why shouldn't I pay, right? It's that kind of thing. But, you know, never mind game integrity. And so, something I've noticed in FGO specifically, but it definitely goes beyond FGO, but something I've got a lot of experience with FGO because I played a lot, I've been part of the community for a long time, I've seen a lot of people come and go. Hold on, let me have Say go burr here. And this is going to be really easy with Say, by the way. Like, really fucking easy. Anyway, most of the people that, like, wail on FGO that actually have good jobs and like work for their money, like Lost or like Beastly, right? They're not using it as a status symbol. They're not putting money into their hobbies because they want to show off on fucking Twitter, right? Like, Lost never does that, ever. If you hung out on our Discord, most people, like, from the outside looking in would never even think Lost was a whale because he doesn't, like, fit that typical attitude. But I've noticed most people that are like that, you know, hardworking person that's made a lot of money or, you know, has a business or whatever it is, where they actually have some status and they put money into FGO or whatever their hobbies are. It doesn't even have to be a game, for God's sakes. But they're not doing it for status. They're doing it to save time and or just because they like the game and they want to get more out of it. Where you see that status stuff, ironically, is from people that aren't actually high status. It's from people that are trying to mimic that they're high status. They're trying to be like, oh, look, I'm putting all this money into the game, so I must be, like, a successful business person or something like that. But a lot of them aren't. A lot of them are either breaking the bank when they shouldn't, like the ones that are actually showing off on Twitter and stuff. I don't mean most people put that money into the game. I mean most people that are trying to show off and use it as a status thing. Or they're, like, rich kids where, like, daddy and mommy are paying for their, you know, college education and they have more money than they know what to do with, and they're using, like, FGO to try to show off and feel better than the plebs, right? And I know from personal experience, I know several whales, I'm not going to name them, but I know several whales that have come and gone, and some that are still here, that's what they are. That they're not, like, businessmen that made a lot of money. They're just come from a rich fucking family and they're teenagers and they're trying to show off. I know for a fact there are several of them like that. And it's just kind of weird, right? It's like, I remember I had a coworker I used to talk to a lot in one of my old jobs, and he came from a pretty poor family, and a lot of people in his family, he would talk about how, like, really foolish they were, where they would, like, they'd be tight on money personally, like his family members would be tight on money, and they would waste what little money they had on things to try to make it appear like they weren't short on money, right? And that's something that kind of worries me about a lot of these games coming out, like even Lost Ark or other Korean games and mobile games and stuff, where they almost invite people to make bad decisions, and they kind of incentivize people to gamble that can't actually afford to gamble, and, you know, make them think that's what's important or something, right? I see that in certain communities in FGO. It's really unhealthy, where they're like, it's like whale or get out. It's like, wow, you can't even whale. You're not worth anything then. Like, wow, you can't afford to farm the new mat and get to 10 10 10 right away. Like, I've seen it. I've seen, like, discords. There's whole discords that are just for whales. They only invite people that are whales, and they like really talk down on everyone else that's not whales, and then they like make fun of other whales that like don't farm their ass off to get 10 of their favorite units right away, or get the new material right away. This happens. This literally happens, and it's stupid, right? Like, that's dumb. And you see that, like, you see on the FGO Discord. I've seen that on the FGO Discord where you have like whales, you know, trying to act like they're elite because they're putting money into the. It's a horrible mindset, right? It's a horrible mindset because I don't think it's healthy, and also it doesn't promote good game design. Because going back to some of these like Korean MMOs and stuff, where they basically, like Black Desert, where they design the bulk of the game to be so boring you don't want to play it and you want to skip it and get to the part that you actually... It fucking, like, WoW's like that. No one wants to play the leveling experience in WoW. They want to do the in-game stuff, and so they pay to skip it. Right? A lot of the games do this nowadays, where you pay to skip all the boring shit. How is this promoting good games? Why would I want to play a game that I'm going to pay to skip? Why are we... But so many people do. I mean, some of the most popular... Like, Lost Ark is unbelievably popular right now. A lot of MMOs are incredibly popular, right? That are like that. And I don't understand it. I honestly don't understand it. It's very strange to me. You know, I don't think I've ever had that kind of mindset, but clearly a lot of people do. And I truly don't get it. Okay, what am I doing this turn? I guess I'm going to heal. Casually murdering a dragon. But one thing I like about FGO is the fact that you don't need to pay to do well. You can get 10 on all your favorite servants and all these things without spending money. You can actually farm a lot without spending money. I mean, on my main account, I have not once have I ever used SQ to refill AP. I haven't done that on any account ever. On my old accounts, I've never used an SQ to refill my AP. I wouldn't even think about it. It'd be crazy, because if you're not whaling, that's a terrible use of SQ. And I still have loads and loads of apples. So that's nice. Like, that is nice. So FGO, I actually think is better about it than a lot of other games. I think the community is still shit, and I think if they ever add PvP, I think it's going to get really bad. All that elitism I was just talking about and whatnot, a lot of people can, like, easily see how stupid it is, and, like, they don't want to be a part of it. But I think PvP is going to really cultivate that culture even more in FGO, and I think it could really run the game. Like, I really do. I think PvP could really run this game. So that's why I'm really worried about them adding it. Because it's already bad enough with people like trying to show off in a fucking mobile game, for God's sakes, where they spent thousands of dollars for a goddamn JPEG, and then now we were gonna make it competitive. It's like, oh great. But what just concerns me is like this kind of game design is becoming more prevalent. Not, oh my god, I'm sitting here ranting so much. I forgot to defend myself against the NP. Thankfully, Sei is so good here because, you know, counterclassing strong, 5-star go burr. We should win anyway. Although if he had more of those NP buffs, we actually could have died there. Those NP buff of his actually makes him do a lot more damage. Okay, how to throw, by the way. Well, we're gonna need that heal. And now we need to kill him before he NPs again, but I'm pretty sure we can accomplish that as long as we don't suck. Yeah, anyway, it's just, it worries me that this kind of game design is more prevalent instead of less prevalent as years have gone on. Not a fan. Competitive gambling. Waste of a battery, but we need the damage. Put your hand, yeah, asymmetrical PvP could be fine. I agree, and some games have done that, but I don't think FGO would. One thing that's apparently good about Lost Ark, though, is they actually made their PvP in a way where there's no way for, like, spending money to affect it. It's like everyone has locked stats and stuff. So, I really will give them some credit for that. There's a lot of things about Lost Ark I don't like. And I think, like, the leveling is unbelievably boring, and they're doing the same thing where the leveling is supposed to be grindy and boring, and you want to pay to skip it and that kind of thing. But they did make their PvP in a way where... the money's not going to affect it, and it's more fair and more about the skill, and that's good. So, like, honestly, that's... I like how I picked a 70% crit, even though everything else was 100, just because I wanted the quick cards, and of course it didn't crit. We paid for that. Oh yeah, there's plenty of games that are still competitive and that they don't, you know, fighting games. I mean, Guilty Gear Strive, there's no bullshit there. Alright, well, this does show how easy this is to do with archers, because not only did I misplay massively, but we're just AoE, right? She's actually kind of, her toolkit is not really the toolkit that is good for this fight, but she's winning anyway, and that's with me making a massive mistake. If I didn't make that massive mistake, she'd almost be full health right now. Actually, we might be full health right now. I'm not quite sure how much damage we took, but it was a lot. Not only did we get NP'd, but we got crit on that turn as well, so if I had had evade up there, it would have been way better. Alright, we'll just cancel out, because we might kill it this turn. Oh yeah, and we were also using a bad craft essence that was barely doing anything, actually. So, yeah, she could have won that a lot cleaner. Alright, what do we got here? We got someone wanting to use Da Vinci. They were here yesterday. It could be kind of interesting. We got Paris, but we don't actually want to use archers, because again, archer's too easy. Oh, funnily enough, that's a Paris, it's level 65. So that actually would be pretty tough. Yeah, I don't know, maybe we do use that one, just because it's level a 65 archer would definitely have a hard time. Edmund will get destroyed there. Look at Eli, like that's a nice Lancelot. I need to try out my Lancelot on JP with the new command code that gives you even more star absorb. I want to see how that works. That Ricky boy. Oh, that's Lucky Strike. I think it's Lucky Strike 27, I think. Huge Ushi. Big Jason as well. We got some big units here. Oh wow, we got Fuma, maxed out Fuma. I can approve of that. Got another Say there. BB, that's not one I would have expected. We'll give that one a go at some point here. Alright, you know what we'll do? Yeah, we kind of owe Star Killer from yesterday, so we'll go with BB. We'll try to do a few of these. There's some interesting ones in there. I don't expect BB to beat this, but she might do alright. She's got some healing and whatnot. She's definitely not winning though. Like, she's not a great solo toolkit. And this is actually pretty hard to solo at neutral. You don't see that much stuff doing it. Although you see more stuff doing it on JP these days because of the passive system and all that. But yeah, that kind of plays into what I was talking about with these business models and you know, unhealthy mindset from whales and things like that. Is the coin system. That's one thing I didn't like about it, because FGO had always been where you could completely max out your favorite unit as a free-to-play, and money had nothing to do with it. But the coin system, although technically you could still get your coins as a free-to-play, but it massively incentivizes paying and getting even more copies than you could reasonably get as a free-to-play. Okay, well I added the BB, but not getting it. The main thing about BB is she doesn't have that much survivability, and she doesn't have that much damage. And we're at neutral, so it's going to be pretty tough, and you just don't get a lot done with the turns, I find. Even when you're fighting an Avenger, I don't find her too strong. Was your friends list maybe full or something? Because it seems strange that you're not popping up here. I don't know, maybe it didn't add you. You might need to send me an invite again. Because I know what can happen is if you get an invite from someone and then their friends list is full, it won't actually add them. And like, that was really weird that out of all those resets I didn't. No, there you are. It's just game's crazy. You might need to log in again though. Because it hasn't detected you for 30 minutes, and as you can see, it's pretty hard to summon people that haven't just logged in a minute ago. I really dislike that about FGO. It's like someone can log in 20 minutes ago and then you can't really summon them. Like, you can get people like, here, this person hasn't logged in for 5 hours, but it's super random, right? Like, the odds of you actually getting someone that hasn't logged in for a while is really low. I mean, look at this. Like, he logged in 30 minutes ago, or 31 minutes ago, or something like that, and I can't, I've reset like 20 fucking times, and I can't summon him. And we'll try one more time. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to use someone else, because, I mean, this is not happening. Yeah, if you want me to use your unit, you really gotta be, like, active. Like, because this is what happens if you're not active. You know, if you're not sitting there ready to relog, I'm just not gonna be able to get you, right? And this always happens. So it's like, if you want to get used, it really helps if you're, you know, got your account up and you got your support list and you can just slot something and unslot. Because for those that don't know, if you want to get, like, updated on the list easily and you don't want to, like, close the app and reopen the app, all you gotta do is, like, let's say I'm trying to get someone to summon my coup, I can just change my Jonah Ark to Mechaliz, and then boom, now I've logged in, and I'm like logged in 0 minutes ago. And if you can always just, you know, switch them back, and boom, you're done. But you don't have to switch the unit that you want summoned, you just have to switch something on your support list and then actually send it through, and that'll have it update. Now, the support list is so bad that sometimes, you know, it won't get you first try anyway. But yeah, if you don't log in, like, I'm not getting you, right? Like, it's not going to happen. All right, well, we will go with Robin's kind of interesting, but that'll be too easy ultimately, and I think we've done that before. Nev, oh my god, he's even got the anti-dragon stuff. All right, fine, why not? We're not much of Nev fans here, but Lost got that all set up, so why not? We were making fun of Lost earlier anyway. Yeah, it happens. And 1 or 2 people will show up that haven't logged in like a day, but it's like a huge minority. All right, let's see. I'm trying to not kill too many of these guys, so the whole Stella thing, but I also need NP gain. I think I don't do the Buster, and I try not to kill this thing. Do it like that. If we keep this thing alive, this will be really good. Oh boy, gonna be cutting it close. Perfect, okay. Yeah, generally enemies that are like monstrous, or even just a lot of trash mobs don't have a gender, unless they're like a pirate or something. Like, even if canonically it's a male dragon or a female dragon or whatever, they just don't have those tags for enemies like that. It just doesn't exist. The only time they really bother is trash mobs like pirates and things like that. Like very humanoid, or just straight human trash mobs. Alright, not a lot of Stargen here. But hopefully we get lucky with Stella. Kind of sad, Stella actually does a better job of making stars if the enemies are tougher, because then you get the bonus hit, and the bonus hit can make stars. So if you're hitting 3 enemies twice, that's actually kind of decent. Yeah, no free respec, fair enough. Oh yeah, you've got her on JP too, don't you? Alright, she doesn't have all of her buffs in NA, does she? Maybe we should compare her, because I bet you she does a lot better on JP. I don't think she has all of her buffs over here. That wasn't worth it. That was not worth it. I for some reason I thought that was on the other skill, but it's not. God damn it. Maybe look up her skills again. I really thought that was on her 3rd skill, but I'm thinking her 3rd skill must be something else. Oh, that's the defense down. Well, I might as well use it because we're not going to be able to charm anyway. Yeah, I don't think she has the first skill upgrade. I really wish I didn't make that mistake. That heal was more important than the attack up. Oh well! Pretty good damage though. Hey Zal. And by pretty good damage, I meant the dragon. Alright. We do want our NP pretty quick, but I think we do bust our art with that bonus damage to dragons. You use that command code enough times throughout the fight, and you're essentially getting some free attacks in. And if it crits, you're kind of doubling up on it. Honestly, if I didn't misplay, I think she could do pretty well here. It wouldn't even shock me if she could beat this on JP. Probably not possible on NA right now, but on JP I think she probably could with the passives and everything. It'd be close. I don't think she's gonna do it easy, but I could see her pulling it off if she's upgraded enough, especially at 120, but that's a lot of things will get it done at 120. I don't know if we ever tried Edmund at 120. I know we've tried Edmund here, but I don't know if we did it at 120. It wouldn't be too bad to do. That'd be kind of interesting. Because Edmund is atrocious at soloing, but 120's raw stats are insane. I don't know what class she counters, but just the extra attack thing would really help. And the starting NP means you don't have to have a starting NPCE. Also, you can have higher stats. She's got her first skill buff, so on and so forth. Although, and better command codes. Like, all those little things start to add up. You know, one individually won't make or break, generally speaking, but when you add up all those little things together, it normally makes a pretty big difference in your value. I think she'd still be really pushing it, though. If she's like level 100, 2k foe, etc., I think it's... I'm not even sure she could do it. At 120, I think she probably could, but at level 100, with all the works and stuff, I think she might be short still. Because we are pretty far off from this working. I'm sure trap base will work, especially once the coin system's out. He might be able to do it now, though. Well, it's probably our last turn. I really wish we had gotten our NP there. One last NP would have been nice. Well, she made it halfway. So I can see her getting pretty close. On JP. I did make a slight mistake. A slight mistake, we're not 100. Don't have the best command codes. Don't have a first skill buff. Don't have the extra attack up, all that kind of thing. Alright, we might go with Poi Poi here. We'll give Star one more try here, but if he hasn't logged in, it ain't happening. There we go. Default or Atlas? Probably default because we have heal boost. Heal boost works with the default, and that's quite a big heal to be honest, so yeah, we'll go with that. Richard just does NP up. It's all he does. It's a huge NP up though. He'll do crazy damage if he's got a bunch of those when he actually NPs. I think the buff actually lasts forever too. It lasts until he does the NP. Like, it consumes the charge. Alright, we're looking good for our NP. Yeah, she's got a lot of health. She just doesn't do a lot of damage. Damn, I didn't want that to die. It's less stars. Well, that's nice. Do I take the overkill, or do I want to maybe leave one golem alive in case Stella happens to make one more star? I think we go for the overkill. Potential for more than one star, I would say. Yeah, it's nice getting cards on the turn that you need them. Good feeling. I guess we just stun right now. Go ahead and do the crit buff. Do I attack up here? Do I think this is our better chance of critting? I could see us having slightly more stars next time we NP. But then we won't have the crit buff. I mean, maybe we do. I think we just take it now and hope for the best. Now the Archane's nice, but the crits are kind of random. I think just for this turn, because we have the attack up, we go for a lucky damage turn. Damn. If that had crit, that'd have been quite nice, because it's got the anti-dragon command code on it. Alright, BB, at least get the quick crit. Work with me here. So I don't believe for a second she's a certified nurse, chat. By the way, BB's origin is she's actually like a medical AI that's on the moon cell. That is where she comes from. And that's why she always has like the nurse thing going on, like it's very frequent. Kinda want that heal boost, so we'll do it like this. Missed a 70% crit. Fantastic. This is what happens when BB doesn't have the moon cell on her side. She just starts ruining everything. Although I guess she does that if the moon cell is on her side too, to be honest. We're doing really weird card combos, but it's just where the command codes are, so I think it's worth it. Getting a 2k heal is pretty nice. Now I would like to get the heal boost for our first skill. Actually, I kind of want to save it for when the boss NPs me. Now I could just regular heal, but then we won't have the heal boost. I think I can phase tank a turn. So just don't kill me here, and hopefully the 4.5k is enough. Pretty sure her extra attack is just wacky extra stuff, BB things. Damn it, it just had to crit me there. And I didn't get my NP. So I could have done this heal and had it come off cooldown by now. It didn't quite work out. Okay, this turn we're going to do the command code heal. Then we're going to get NP'd, and then we're going to do our first skill, which we're really not going to get that much out of. Yeah, I should have just used it. I should have used it a while ago, then I could have used it again right here. And even when I used it before, it didn't have the heal boost, it would have been worth it. Okay, remember to use evade this time. Let's not be that stupid. Pretty nice crit spread, though. Wait a minute, I need to heal. Do that. Might seem weird to do that suboptimal of a combo, but an extra 500 health could absolutely make the difference here. Especially when you do it multiple times throughout the fight, which we have. The main issue is we're just not doing any damage. Like, we've lived quite a while, but we're not doing a lot with it. Oh yeah, I should have cast that forever ago. I tell you though, if you can sync it up with the heal boost, it's also a heal for 4.5, and that's really good. Do I just stun now? It's not like we're gonna survive to the next NP. Yeah, it's not the best run. We've been failing a lot of crits. Not the worst run either, though. The dragon does not have magic resist, and actually most servants don't either. It's just certain classes that do. Although these days they find ways to slap passives on classes that don't make any sense, but you know, FGO stuff. We're gonna heal next turn, so I need the heal boost. Hard Art is nice, but I gotta get some crits in here for God's sakes. I gotta take the 40% while I've got the crit buff. Damn it! Like you gotta use the crit buff while you got it, but we're not really critting with it at all. And she's not doing bad, all things considered. $47. Yeah, I hate magic resist. It was a terrible idea, especially on bosses. Is this enough to keep me alive until my first skill comes back? I kind of doubt it. Honestly, if it is, then we might make it to the NP, but I could not have saved the stun because we wouldn't have made it to the NP without the stun. Most definitely, because we might not make it there anyway. That was a lucky turn, though. Need the heal boost. Don't kill me, dragon. Just give me one good turn here. Would you like some RNG on top of the RNG? Yeah, that's always a fun time. Dude, what is with the crits right now? Like, I know some of these crit chances aren't like super high, but we've done so many of them and we're getting so few crits. And Richard just beat the crap out of us. We might be able to live one more turn here. Damn, that does suck though, because the other heal comes back, but we're just gonna die to the NP. How unfortunate. Okay, we're not NPing again, and the heal, we could heal boost and like super heal next turn, but it just doesn't matter. We're gonna die anyway, so go for the damage. Yeah, I could heal for like 5,500 next turn if I wanted to. This is better than I thought she would do. And she's just 90, so it's not like we're strong-arming this or anything. You know, BB's a strange person. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Well, one turn away from the stun. And now we die. I'll go for the crits. Come on, baby. Give me like a triple crit. No, you can't. Well, at least we got that. Alright, we got 2. I'll take that. Wish we could have had more of that earlier. She made it to about halfway. That's pretty good. Like just over halfway or something. I wonder how she do on JP with all the bells and whistles. Kind of interesting. Alright, we gotta try that Jack again. We gotta do Poi Poi's trap. Blade just changed his name, by the way. I see that. Face looks less happy now. A lot of options here. Silent. Alright, fine. We'll add that one. Alright, let's see who we get first here. We're kind of between Jack, Trap, and Da Vinci. We'll see what we get. Well, Blade it is. How do you think she's gonna do, chat? I think default again. I'm pretty interested to see how Jack does, because I know she can do it. We just gotta figure it out. Because we were so close yesterday. Yeah, it's true. You can't get BB coins, even though she's in the main interlude. That's true. However, you can still get her to bond 15 and get like 1 passive or 2 passives or something. And there are the command codes and blah 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 blah. So she'd still do better on JP, but yeah, that is unfortunate. What's her third passive anyway? Not that, I bet you like hardly anyone has it, because there's probably like 2 people that actually have bond 15 BB, and if you have bond 15 BB, I have a feeling you got the first or second passive. I'm gonna look this up actually, I want to know. Might be alter ego. It is so hard to get fucking... What the hell? Like, I'm at the FGO wiki and I did BB, she doesn't come up, but the BB slot machine does. Put in B.B, doesn't come up. I did like every combo of BB and it just doesn't... You don't get her profile, so you have to go to fucking Moon Cancer and get it that way. That's ridiculous. Alright, her third passive is alter ego. That makes sense. I had a feeling that would be the case, and I suspect like Kiara's is Moon Cancer. So yeah, I think it'd be pretty pointless to get her third passive first. I think first or second is definitely the way to go. And nobody, it is impossible to have all 3 of her passives right now. It's absolutely impossible. And actually, if someone's that big of a BB fan and they've actually gotten her to bond 15, it wouldn't surprise me if they just took the levels, right? They'd rather just level her up. I don't know though, the battery passive is not too bad with the way her NP works. I could definitely see people just going with that. Honestly, the easiest way to get bond 15 is to either have a bunch of apples saved up, or you use SQ to refill your AP, and you use a third-party program to auto-farm for you over the course of like 2 days, and then boom, you're pretty much done. But that's against terms of service and also a miserable experience, so... But that's what, some people have done that, some people have absolutely done that. We'll just kind of keep it running overnight and stuff on their computer or on their phone. It's easier to do on an emulator, but you can do it on your phone. You can do it either way. There's there's apps that you can get on your phone that will auto farm for you if you set them up properly. And you pick a stage that gives good bond, but that you have a team set up for that you can super easily 3-turn it So like the AI doesn't have to worry about normal cards and stuff, and you just always click these buttons and then always click these NPs and it'll 3-turn no matter what happens. And you just do that, you know, for like, you have the AI do it for like 2 days straight, because it doesn't have to sleep, and it doesn't have to eat. So in total, the amount of runs you get in is ridiculous. That's how you get Spawn 15 in like a day or two. But yeah, you can do it as a free-to-play. You just need a bunch of apples. Easier to do if you're not a free-to-play, just because you're going to have more units and better things for farming. And then you can use SQ to refill if need be. Alright, I need to look at her toolkit again. I know what her toolkit is, but I kind of forget which effect has which, like, secondary and everything, so I need to look at that. Man, they've added a lot of riders since her. Like, jeez. Okay, her evade is only 1 attack. A decent crit up. I don't have a lot of crit chance right now, though. Alright, we'll waste the battery on this. Do I waste the heal? I don't think so. I actually think we value the heal a good bit. I guess we just hope for a lucky crit here. I might even do Buster, NP Buster, just because if we get lucky, that's super good. And it's not terrible even if it doesn't crit. It's still good damage. Another way to get Bond 15 pretty get a boost was during the Veach raids. The Veach raids were absolutely insane Bond. Now for that though, you kind of did need to be a whale, or you needed to have a bunch of SQ saved up and be willing to spend it there. Because, or just get really lucky and get to CEs a lot, because the Bond boost was based on the event Gasha limited CEs. And if you got a bunch of the Gasha CEs, and you brought like Mash, because she boosted your Bond as well, and you just maxed all that out, and you could do the stage with all those craft essences, and you could still like 1-turn it or 2-turn it, you could get like 12k Bond in like 20 seconds. And then obviously you have the loading screens when you reset the stage and all that, but if you were able to just go, and always refill your AP and stuff, that was like the best Bond you could ever get in FGO. The thing was, the raids were only available for, you know, hours. The first raid was available for not even 2 hours. It was available for 1 hour and like 48 minutes. Like, that's crazy. But theoretically, if in that hour and 48 minutes, you were just gas, I mean, that is just more Bond than you could ever get. Like, you get almost like 11 to 12k Bond in 1 turn. That's insane. And hey, Carlos, thank you for the 10 months, dude. I was a little late on that one. I had to finish my thought there. Alright, we want to apply the heal boost every turn. I might do Arc Quick Arc, because that's where the crits are, then NP gain is good. Yeah, we'll do that. These animations, though. The CGI on that extra attack is terrible. Not their best. Not their worst, but not their best. Yeah, some of the later raids lasted a bit longer. Do I heal now? I don't have the heal boost. And I'm not going to have the heal boost for a while because of the way the first skill works. Yeah, I guess I heal now then. Just to put it on cooldown. My plan, my hope, is we get that heal off cooldown again before dying. But because her evade is only 1 hit, I don't know about that. Yeah, I got from Bond 14 to 15 on Q because of the Veach raids. It was quite nice. I used quite a few apples there because I just wanted it done. I wanted the Bond 15 King on Q done. Just in case they ever did something with Bond. I wanted the coins. You know, if I wanted to put someone else in the back row to collect Bond in an event or something, I wanted the option. Stuff like that. So I was just glad to get it over with. Even though, you know, Q's my favorite character, it's just... I didn't want them like in the next event being like, oh hey, here's a hidden bonus if you get Bond 15, right? Like whatever they're gonna do with like Guadia, like from 1.0, the equivalent of that in 2.0. It wouldn't shock me if you get a damage bonus. It's mostly from 1 to 10, but there's a little extra, diminishing returns, but like some extra stuff from 10 to 15. I could see them doing that, or 11 to 15. That is insane, Lost. For anyone that's done Bond 15, doing 12 to 15 in 3 months is really good. Which, meanwhile, you do have people using AI programs to do it in 48 hours, but, dude, there's a guy that got Bond 15 on a new unit in like 48 hours, and he was claiming that he didn't use an AI for it. That's bullshit, dude. Like, you absolutely used an app to do that. Like, I don't think it's even physically possible. The only way you could do it that fast without using a third-party program is if you were very efficiently and quickly, like you had a Discord set up amongst you and like 5 friends, and at like very efficiently you were able to keep the bind codes up on the Discord, and based on like a schedule, you were rotating between those people. That way there was never any downtime. Anytime someone needed to eat or sleep or any of that, someone else was farming, right? And they were farming like so efficiently and like non-stop for 48 hours. Then you probably could do it then, right? If you found that one stage and you can farm it crazy quick, you could do it. Especially if there is an event going on that has a bond bonus. Something like the Valentine's Day event's got a very big bond bonus. So it is. There are ways to do it without using a third-party program, but pretty much everybody that does it at an ungodly speed uses those programs, and most of them won't admit it because it's against terms of service and stuff, but almost all of the big whales use third-party programs to farm. Like almost everybody does. Because it's not hard to do, and it lets you just set it and forget it, and then you can just do other things. And a lot of the whales need so many mats and gems and QP and everything that they're not going to play the game 24/7. Like, they're just not. I don't even blame anybody for doing it. It's just the lying that gets kind of silly. Especially when they get this attitude like they're better than other people because they farmed more, but they didn't even farm more, and it's not even a badge of honor that you did farm more. The FGO community can be very, very silly. Yeah, you got the translators too. Those are also technically against terms of service, but people use them as well, and I also don't blame people for doing that. Yeah, I agree, Zaw. If you don't use farming apps, and you do farm that much, it's not healthy. It's straight up not healthy. And Maxington what the fuck is wrong with me? Maxington, thank you for the 22 months. I can't read, and Green can't read this, can fuck off. I mean, what? 18 accounts, Arjuna. Am I gonna bust her? Nope. D-Face. I still can't believe you have that name. Do you just hang out in like other chats with that name? Like, it's just crazy. Oh man. Has anyone ever been like, what the hell is that name? I'd imagine if the chat's moving fast enough, it'd be hard to even tell because, like, again, no capital letters, so. She's doing alright though, chat. This Dot's kind of kicking her ass, but yeah, there are a lot of weird Twitch names out there. Wait, did I face tank DNP? Did I face take the NP? Surely I used the second skill, right? Like surely, okay, skill evade. All right. I would say, what the fuck? Kind of lost track of things there. I was like, why is this on? Yeah, it's because it's a short cooldown. That's why. Man, I gotta pay attention and make sure I'm not. Like I should have done the dot removal, so that's a mistake. Do I follow the crit or yeah? Actually, I'm gonna put it in third place. More stars, and if it does crit, it's good. Oh, nice, Alan. That's awesome. Always feel bad to use units like that on NA though, because they're just so behind their JP counterparts. Although it is interesting to see the difference. Okay, I kind of have to evade or we're dead. I actually think I need a Mystic Code evade. I can heal? I mean, no, I should just do this. It's not like we're... Well, actually, no, that could have been a mistake. I could have done that, evade, and maybe gotten it back again. As crazy as that might sound. But if we got lucky, that could have happened. Unlikely, but it's definitely not happening now, though. But the one-hit evade and then the heal might have been enough for us not to die there. And then we could end the other evade, and then the heal would come off cooldown from the Mystic Code. And then that might buy you enough time to get the second skill again. But there's no way now. We're using a lot of weird units today, a lot of AoE stuff. Is there any world where I can try to... So if I wanted to get the heal boost for this, I'd have to use the heal boost now, have this go off, and then have another turn where I use the heal boost, then do it. That's probably not going to happen. Is there any way, though, I get to the NP turn? I don't think so. I think if I got to the NP turn with evade, I would just die to a normal attack after. I don't see a lot of reason to save it then, outside of maybe trying to sync up a better turn for a crit. Which is possible. I might as well wait a second, because it's not, at this point, it's not coming off cooldown again. Like, definitely not. So we can kind of wait and see what happens. I shall do that and hope we get lucky stars next turn. Come on, Richard. No, not the crit. Richard, please. Well, that kind of ruined everything. Gotta use it now. We might still die with it, unfortunately. I guess I art chain because we have Buster down. So I could have removed the dot a turn sooner, and that would have saved me a bit of health, and then I could have tried using that evade earlier and seeing if it came back. Those two things combined, if they worked out, might have been enough for us to get another turn or two. So we could do a bit better than this. Damn, didn't crit with the 60% when we had art up and crit up. Fuck! Richard, would you like to, you know, not kill us? Apparently not. You could probably get to 350k, maybe? Alright. It's poi poi time. Now, I'm pretty sure this is possible because we've gotten close in the past. Especially on JP with the coins and everything, I'm quite sure this will work. Oh my god, he is so annoying to use though. You got the stupid fucking no NP gain, like inconsistency and whatever, and then but your NP is the most important thing ever, right? Like it is so important that you NP often, so you have to min-max your NP gain on the unit with the worst NP ever. Maybe we do default. I don't know. His skills are really good. It comes down to if it lets him use them an extra time or not. It does get rid of the dot. We don't have an anti-dot. Okay, we'll do Atlas. We just got to be careful when we use it. Yeah, obviously, if they gave him super good NP gain, he would be kind of busted. But I think they kind of knee-jerked. Because it's not just his bad NP gain, and I mean really bad NP gain. That's not the only problem. It's like you got the RNG, which does not really need to be there. Honestly, if you cut the RNG, he'd actually be really good. Because he's already decent. He's not bad. Like, a lot of people act like he's garbage. He's not garbage. He's just not amazing. And the RNG, though, really is annoying. If they got rid of that, I think it'd be a lot better. Alright, so, boy, I just realized that this costume wears, like, all purple. And you're a big fan of purple. I never even thought of that. Alright, well, I'm not even going to do the Buster card. It's not worth it. I don't want to kill the Golem, and it's not even an NP gain for him. His first skill is pretty bad. Obviously, it's like all you need a lot of the times, though. A lot of times when you're farming or whatever, you just need your NP to do more damage, and that lets it do that. But because it's only one turn, it's not so good, right? Like, if it was 2 turns, it'd actually be quite nice. But because it's 1 turn, it's nothing special at all. His second skill is good, though. Stuns are great. Now, obviously, his stun... Okay, this is why he's kind of got a problem, okay? Medusa exists. Same class, same classification, because they're both quick AoE riders. Medusa has a larger attack up as her first skill, and it lasts 2 turns. He has a smaller attack up, and it lasts 1 turn. And I think it's the same cooldown as well. Medusa's stun is 100% chance to work. His is 90. And then her stun is also technically Petrify, which is better than stun in every way. Because there's like passives out there that counter stun, but they don't counter Petrify. And that's actually come up quite a few times in boss fights. So Medusa's first and second skill are just better than Trap Face. But his third skill is better. But it's also random as fuck. And also, part of what makes his third skill better is just making up for how bad his natural NP gain is, where Medusa's NP gain is much better. So a lot of that gets offset. And then Medusa also has an upgraded NP and all that kind of stuff. But his NP is also better, though, because his armor ignore and that kind of stuff. It's just harder to get repeat NPs. So, like, on the first round of it, they're actually pretty comparable. They both get the first in pretty easily. He actually gets it a bit easier than she does. They have comparable damage. I think actually Trapface might win that. I'm not sure. Maybe not, though. But they'd be close. And he's got some better utility overall. She does have crit down, which is really good. But he makes stars, evade, armor ignore, right? It's just the other 2 skills kind of fall behind. Also, the fact that it's even that close and it's a 3-star versus a 4-star is not the best. And it's not like Medusa is like a god tier 3-star. Like, she's good, but she's not that good, right? Like, a lot of 4-stars don't compare very well to Ushi, David, or Ku. Like, for real, the Ushi, David, and Ku are better than a lot of 4-stars that they're in competition with. Like, absolutely. But they're also some of the best 3-stars in the game. So... Alright. Let's make some stars. Actually, we need to do the art chain, because you might be like, oh, you'll get it without doing the art chain. No, I'm good with the guarantee here. I remember how bad the NP game is. Yeah, we wouldn't have gotten it. Even with the Merlin command code, we would have been short there. Although I guess with Chen Gong, we would have gotten it without the art chain, because we're 30 over, not just 20. Still, I'd rather play it safe. Go for the overkill bonus here. Also, Medusa benefits more from the coin system compared to Trapface. Because Medusa gets a lot out of the extra battery, where he can, but it's easier for her to get value out of it for sure. Let's see, what are their third passives? His is Saber. Let's see what Medusa's is. Medusa's is Saber's as well, so exactly the same. That's kind of weird. Alright, well, I think we can cast this. If that had failed, I would have lost my mind. Yeah, long cooldown. Long cooldown. I mean, there are a lot of non-free-to-play units that get more out of the coin system. Like, that's nonsense. There's nothing about free-to-play units that get more out of the coin system. I'd actually say quite the opposite, because almost everyone in the ever right now that has a 120, it's not a free-to-play unit, and they're not whales either. Like, Aries not a whale, she has a 120. It's not a low star, and that's pretty universal. Almost all the 120s out there are on whales or no are gold units. It is much easier to get coins on gold units than free-to-play units, because the game hates free-to-play units and you don't get their coins retroactively and you get way less coins per copy, etc, etc, etc. Like, it's awful. Like, I could not have really done more as a free-to-play to get coup coins, right? The only other thing I could have done was spend money, and I'm not 120 yet. And I know loads of free-to-play people that aren't whaling for golds, and yet they have gold units at 120 already. A lot of them. It's like, it's brutal for low stars. Like, I have Bond 15 coup. You can't get more bonus coins than that, and I've used loads of SQ, like they're free-to-play SQ that I saved up, trying to get coup copies. And I'm still very far away. And meanwhile, there's people with 120s like this whole time. Like, it is not actually that rare to find golds that are 120. It is very rare to find low stars that are 120. And then that it's not rare to find low stars that are trying to be 120, right? You'll find 105s, 110s, stuff like that. But actually finding a straight up 120 low star is quite rare. All right, well, I guess we just use this. RNG, please. Gotta get those coins, indeed. But like, hey, Bunny, thank you for the 17 months, man. Appreciate it. But like, Poi here. Poi will get as soon as the coin system hits, he's gonna get a fuckload of coins for Astolfo here. Just boom, right? Where if you're a David fan, you're not getting anything. You can have level 100, Bond 15, David, and you're not getting shit. Like, it's awful, and you don't have to be a whale to get a bunch of copies of golds. Like, you really don't, especially as you play the game for a long time. So by the time the coin system finally comes out, you're gonna have all these people that have been playing the game for a long time with a bunch of gold servants, and they're gonna get a bunch of coins, and there you go. And like, another thing is, even if your chosen unit isn't in the game until after the coin system, you can just save up a bunch and then roll a bunch of copies of them right there, and it's not that hard to do that. It really isn't. You can't do that for low stars. What are you gonna do? Roll story? Get like 80 copies of coup from rolling story? Like, good luck. Like, 10,000 SQ later. All right, I'm trying to think when I want to Atlas. I might do it. It kind of depends on where things sync up. Because his survival is from his NP, I think I just do it now. So this is how I think they should have done it. It would have been broken if they gave out coins retroactively for 1 to 3 stars, just the same way they do it for 4 and 5 stars. Because for people that have been playing for years and years, you've gotten an insane amount of the low stars over time, right? You don't get them quickly, but over time, you get a lot of them passively, even if you're not trying to. Anytime you rolled on, Edmund, or you rolled on Ishtar, or you rolled on, Gajuna, whatever you were rolling on over time, you're also getting random low stars. And your FP summons. So over, many years, you get an insane amount of them. But in the short term, you don't get, that many, especially if you're not rolling right now. So you can't give out all of the coins. What I would have done is I would have given out coins retroactively for the low stars up to Bond 5. Because for a lot of them, that's not that many coins. You get for Coup, you get 15 coins per copy. So you get 5 copies of Coup retroactively. That's nothing, right? But it helps, right? If they had done that, I still wouldn't have a 120 Coup. Like for real, if they had given out retroactive copies of Coup up to MP5, I still would not be 120, right? Even though I'm Bond 15 and I've rolled a bunch, right? I still wouldn't have it, but it'd be a nice chunk closer. And it's especially bullshit for like Mori and Ezo. Mori and Ezo fans got so fucked over by this system, it's absurd. Like you could have already broken the bank a long time ago. Like, yeah, I finally got him MP5, but then you get no credit for it whatsoever. The coin system treats me like that I have Bond 2, or that I have NP2 Mori. I actually have NP7 Mori, but the game treats me like I have NP2 Mori. And it's so bullshit though, because someone that like saves up for Mori after the coin system and then rolled on him, and they only have to get, they have to get way less copies than me, right? Because they only have to get like the first NP5, and then they get a few passives and have NP5 damage and be happy with that. Where I did that exact same thing just a long time ago, and that's not enough, and I don't get any passives because of that. It's very frustrating. It feels like what I was talking about earlier in the stream, about a lot of like Korean MMOs intentionally designing things in a way to be outrageously annoying or inconvenient or unfun as a free-to-play, and a lot more convenient if you're spending, right? Like that's why I don't like the coin system, because FGO had actually done a good job of not being that kind of game, right? But those kind of games are becoming more prevalent, and it's because it's becoming more accepted, right? And it's because a lot of people are shit, and a lot of people want to be able to show off because they have money, and they don't want the game to have integrity, and they want the barrier to entry to be in the top 1% of PvP. They want the barrier to entry to be your wallet, not being really good at the game. There's a reason why most of those whales that want to show off in PvP games, like in gacha games or Korean MMOs and stuff, they don't play Street Fighter. They don't play StarCraft 2 and stuff. A lot, there's some overlap occasionally, of course, but it's a different demographic, right? Epic 7 PvP is not the same demographic as people playing Guilty Gear Strive. It's just not, right? Of course there's some overlap because gamers be gaming, but yeah, it's not the same thing. It is absolutely not the same thing. But like that, there's a lot of humans like that they won't admit it, but they actually want to be able to feel like they're more elite and better than other people without actually putting in the time, effort to be better than other people, right? That's a thing. There's a lot of people like that, and that's why these business models are becoming more prevalent, because they work. If FGO adds PvP, you bet your ass they're going to make more money. At least in the short term. It might sour the player base in the long term, but in the short term, I guarantee you FGO will make a bunch of fucking money if they add PvP. It's going to get people whaling on all kinds of stupid shit that they wouldn't whale on. Everyone that cares about PvP then is going to start trying to get more coins on new servants, all the craft essences for new servants. You're going to go for like NP8. Because ain't nobody gonna bond farm. Like, the new unit gets added that's good for PvP, they're not gonna wait until they get bond 11 to get their passives, right? They're gonna roll for like NP8 or whatever and get all their passives right away, because it might, like, oh, a little bit of an edge might make a difference. But yeah, it's a troubling trend in games these days. Alright, we have full health right now. I guess we do the heal boost, and oh god, what if he doesn't get his NP here? I just did this combo. Oh my god. Okay, he didn't get it, but he should. Oh my god. Jesus, dude, we barely got that. And the dragon attacked 3 times. If the dragon only attacked once and buffed twice, we wouldn't have gotten our NP there. And that's with the Merlin command code. We actually wouldn't have gotten our NP at all, regardless of the dragon, if we didn't have the Merlin command code there. And we art crit! Like, we art crit! Fucking Christ! I mean, like, seriously, that NP gain, if you weren't critting, isn't even that bad, but the fact that we were critting and that's what we got? Jesus Christ, man. Alright, Well, we happily NP here, and I thought I was going to heal this turn, but we didn't need to. I kind of forgot about, I thought we had less charges than we did. So, I really do want that crit, but yeah, fuck it. We'll use the crit. Wait. Kind of depends on what the dragon does. Our next NP is going to be a lot slower, because 50% of that NP was from this. I think we save it then. Just to be safe, because he could triple attack on this turn. You know, that could use an animation update. Just saying. Nothing like 12%. Okay, I'm actually glad the dragon crit, because we had evade. Do I use the... Yeah, I think I used the first skill. It's going to be quite a while before we NP. Might as well get some crit damage while we're here. We've got the crit up buff still. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that was the right play. Just start getting it to come the cooldown going for the next one. Alright, we finally get to heal. Let's focus on NP gain though. So, Richard has not been buffing a lot. Richard has been, attacking quite a bit. And, nice crit there, champ. Shit, we didn't get our NP. Well, we got, invulnerability then. That was a really bad series of turns. Like, he attacked us so much. And it would have been really useful if he had buffed instead. Just a little bit, like once or twice more would have been a big difference. It would have helped a lot. That set us back like a good 2 turns, I would say. Okay, we want to remove the burn right away. Do I stun now? Yeah, we're just gonna have to absolutely make sure we've got an NP for the next... Shit! Medusa wouldn't have failed that. I'm not even kidding. It's impossible for Medusa not to land her stun. Oh, God. Why? We're already having, like, bad luck. We're already having bad luck! And you're like, 90%? What's that? Fucking miss. Oh, shit. Well... We'll, heal boost. Heal next turn. What is Medusa's cooldown on her second? Or her first? It's... What? It's 6! She has a higher stun chance. Her stun is also petrify, which is objectively better than stun. So she's already winning, right? It's 100% versus 90, and she has like an upgraded stun that's more applicable than his. And then her cooldown is shorter. And I get it, that's like her thing, but like, goddamn, because she also wins at the other thing. She has a bigger attack up that lasts longer and is the same cooldown. Big oof, big oof. Music knows. This music is playing ironically for our NP game. Dude, I want them to add Richard the Lionheart so much. Gotta use this song for him. It'll be amazing. I'm so looking forward to Fate Strange Fate stuff. And isn't the new book soon? I think it's like early next month or something. Chat, I'm not sure if I NP here. If I can... This is outrageous. There's like no other unit in the entire game. I don't think there is another unit in the entire game where when you're this many ticks away from the NP, that I'd be worried about getting my fucking NP in time. But I'm worried. Okay, every turn from this point on must be completely NP gain focused. Yeah, Richard is fucking killing us right now. He's out for blood. $49 stars. Don't you dare give that one missing star to the art card. You gave it. to the art card. Okay, chat, time for another 90%. These are so much fun. This is not going well. Dude, if that had failed, I just would have quit. I just would have quit the stage. We might... We're probably... I don't know. Fuck. We have to pick between better NP gain and the heal. I think we have to do the heal, though. We're so likely to die otherwise. I don't think we're gonna get our NP. How? All those turns! All I did was art quick, and we crit several times. How? How did we not get our... That's so stupid! No other unit... I don't think there's a single other unit in the game that would happen to. Like, I don't think there's a single fucking unit... Fucking Phantom and Benkei would have done better there. Way to go, kid! You couldn't get your NP in like 3 goddamn turns of doing art quick, and with critting, by the way. So we're just dead. We're just dead there. No, Zerkerlot could have absolutely done it. It's actually... People really underestimate Zerkerlot. Like, his NP gain's not amazing either, but it's absolutely better than Trap Face's there. Like, his art card makes quite a bit more than Trap Face's. And he also gets more from being attacked. Why? What is that? What is that? First off, that doesn't exist. Second off, it should. But if it did, I don't even... Like, what the fuck? We do have a Canis CC. We do have that. I didn't say it. I did not say it. I said CC. But we legit, there is a Canis CC, right? Wait, is there? Actually, I'm not sure there is. I thought there was, but now that I think about it, I don't think they actually did add one. Am I out of my mind? I don't think they did add one. I thought they did, but yeah, there's not. So no, there is no Canis CC. And there definitely isn't. I didn't say it, Lost. I didn't say it. I didn't say shit. Anyway, Canis definitely don't got one either. But there should be one. By the way, this wouldn't... I don't think this would break... Even though my coup can like almost beat this fucking stage, I'm not kidding. I don't think this one would even break 1 million. Like I don't. Chat, do we want to show off coup on the against the dragon? Like, cause coup is so busted now. You can get pretty far on a good run. You know, here we'll switch real quick. We'll do JP for just a second here. Now, Ku's not maxed out yet. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. I'm trying to think what's best to give Ku command code wise here. Yeah, probably Yang CE. That's probably fair considering what we're doing. Dude, I'm not gonna get Ku's second passive for so long. It's gonna take forever because I gotta get 120 first. But I got his first and third one. Alright, let's see here. Oh, I can tell the game is using like the fucked up resolution, I think. Oh yeah, it definitely is. Hold on, let me reset. It does that every once in a while. We gotta use that Jack. We said we'd use Jack more. Because I know Jack can solo it, we just gotta figure it out, make the right plays. It's actually a pretty hard solo though, because you gotta make some nuanced decisions at various points throughout it, like more than one. And because you're pushing it on values so close, making the wrong decision can definitely make or break the run. Yeah. And then you need a little bit of luck too. I don't think you need that much luck, but I think you need a bit, but not too much. What luck is there is mostly what Richard does, like if he beats the piss out of you or not. Okay, now normally these would be obvious picks on a Saber because they're flat damage and they ignore class advantage, but Q actually does enough damage these days, even on a fucking Saber, where like a 20% might actually end up being more than 1,000. Let me think, how much damage does the Buster card have to do for 20% to be more than 1,000? I don't think that's gonna happen on a Saber. I think the flat damage is still better. unless I want some kind of utility like healing or whatever. Now, normally healing's not worth it on Q, but it might be here just because of, we're taking double damage. You gotta remember this. Not only are we doing half damage, this ain't no alter ego shit, right? Alter egos do half damage, but these still don't take very much damage, right? They can still be very tanky. Q's taking double damage, so it's pretty bad. Like, you're gonna die a lot faster than normal. So healing is more appealing than it normally would be on Q. Yeah, Q might be able to do 5,000. It'd be right. I think the 20% versus a flat 1,000 is almost exactly the same, but the 20% is better if you crit, because these don't affect your crits. So maybe we do 1 and 1 and we kind of see where it goes. Again, unless we need healing, which we might. I am kind of leaning towards heal boost, because even though, okay, healing is half effective when you're taking double damage, because each point of health is worth less. So, you know, heal boost is nice because it affects Q's third skill, it can affect the command code, but it's not as effective. Let's try it without healing and then see if there's any world where a bit of like, you know, like 3,000, 4,000 extra health at the end of it could buy us a turn or not. If it can, then maybe it's worth it, and if it can't, fuck it. Stars are good on quick card, so I might just go with Star Bomb. This is pretty generic setup for Q, but this is kind of the standard type of thing. Let's see how it does. Oh, fuck. Lost is completely right. I forgot about that. I even said I was going to use the Yang CE, but I just slipped my mind. Okay, I could probably get away with just putting it on the quick card, to be honest. The only turn that wouldn't be great is the first turn. But I feel like we're gonna do a quick card at least once every 3 turns. Pretty reliably. There's also this. For the few turns that you get smacked in the face when you don't have PFA and stuff, you really do not want to get crit. Sure, Zal, why not? I was gonna do mostly NA today, but we can mix in some JP. I guess that's fair. But we'll go back to NA, guys, don't worry. That's also true, you bastard, that the burn could actually add up more than the flat 1,000. And I guess we want the burn anyway, so I guess one of the Buster cards at least gets... So this one can also give us crit damage. This one's 300, this one's 500. So crit damage versus I think the higher flat damage, because you don't know if you're going to crit or not. Yeah, I know. I want I've asked for the Hawaiian shirt costume for years. You have no idea. Like you have no idea how, like, it's like such a meme here that I want that and it never gets added, even though they've had more opportunities than like any other character to do it, because he's been in the game since day 1. He's been in summer events. The devs have even acknowledged that people want a Ku costume really bad. They do male 3-star costumes for summer, right? It's a fitting summer costume, right? Like, it's crazy that we don't have it. I might replace this, even though it adds a chunk of damage. I might replace this with crit down, because really, if it prevents a single crit, that's massive. It's absolutely massive. All right, I think this is what we try. I know, look, I love Ricky. Ricky's great, right? Great character, you know, all good. But that was bullshit, right? That was so bullshit that Ricky got a summer costume. He has not been in the game even half as long as Ku.
and Ricky's really popular, but so is Ku. Like that was so fucked up. And again, I like Ricky and all that, but that is so bullshit giving Ricky a summer costume before Ku. Like it's so fucked up. And then Ezo has 2. How does Ezo have 2 fucking costumes and Ku has 0? Like what the absolute fuck? And Ezo's decently popular too, but Ku is way more popular than Ezo. I mean, Ku is, I'm not exaggerating when I say Ku is one of the more popular Fate characters in like the entire goddamn franchise. And he's been in the game since day 1. And they've even acknowledged that he's one of the characters people want a costume for the most. And they're like, no Ku costume. The Ezo fans are eating good. Alright, get George, I think. We're gonna need a good one though, we need that. This is one of those few times that having Ku's passive would be, second passive would be really good. I am so glad Bizette's in the game, by the way, and then she actually got to be normal. I was so scared she wasn't gonna be normal because alter ego, the way Karen was, but I've seen all of her voice lines now. Her stage 1 is just completely normal. It's just normal fucking Bizette. And she refers to herself as Bizette multiple times. It's all normal. It's all fucking normal. And to do with the weird shit, you have stage 3, because some people like the weird shit. So they actually pulled a Romulus, right? For once in their goddamn lives, they pulled a Romulus again, so people actually have options, so that was nice. I feel so bad for Karen fans, though, because Bizette gets to have both, right? Bizette gets to have the weird stage and the normal stage, right? Karen doesn't. There is no stage where Karen is just normal Karen. They didn't do that. So Karen fans just get fucked over. We don't talk about Odysseus. We don't talk about that. And yeah, Romulus fans got it good too. There's just not enough Romulus fans out there, unfortunately. Dude, one more Grail and we'll have 15K. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, Shakespeare fans, it's rough on many fronts. Like, where do I even start with that? Like, do we chat? Anyone in chat right now a big Shakespeare fan? Because like, you know, he's got good writing in APOC, right? He's got a lot of cool voice lines and stuff in like the books and stuff. So it's not, he's got plenty of character there, right? But he has like no voice lines in FGO at all. Like his My Room lines are essentially nothing. He has no animations. We have a few people here that like Shakespeare, but not a lot. That's kind of sad. There's actually only like 3 or 4 there. Anyway, no voice lines to speak of, be it Bond lines, anything. He just has nothing. He's got no bio. He's got no animation update. It's day 1, and then he's got no buffs. He got his NP buff, but why the fuck would you buff Shakespeare's NP, right? His support abilities are really behind like Chen Gong's these days. Like, what the hell? Like he's so rough on so many fronts. And especially like if you've actually read the APOC books, there's so much to work with there, and the fact that they didn't use any of that, it's just sad. Yeah, I actually like Shakespeare quite a lot. Like his actual canonical character, I'm a big fan of. It's actually great. And I'm so sad that he's so scuffed in FGO. He's actually a Grail contender for me if they ever sorted that shit out, man. You know, I could actually give a Raj something that has Stargin on it if it has starting NP. Because I think I have his passive and then his third skill. Is his passive maxed though? It is. So this is NP gain. I'm not, do I have Stargin on the 50% starting NP one? I'm sure there's something out there, but I may not remember it if there is. Well, I'll worry about that later. But yeah, I could actually work in a little bit of Stargin on his CE to make that a bit more consistent. I guess we just go with Buster Up. The thing is, there is obvious Japan favoritism. You know, they add way more weeps than anything else, and they completely ignore. Oh yeah, that Setsubun one. I think that might be my second storage, though. And Anyway, they obviously add way more weep stuff than not. You know, when they went to America, there was almost no American servants there. When they went to Japan and Chimosa, it was 100% Japanese servants, right? The bias is really obvious. The thing is, when it comes to like Ku's costume, Ku is really popular in Japan, right? He's really popular there. So it doesn't make any sense for that one, right? Like, it makes more sense with characters like Geronimo and Billy because they're not that popular in Japan. But yeah, for Ku it makes no goddamn sense. But I don't like games that decide to pick world history as their premise and then not actually respect world history. That's really stupid. Like, if you want to make a bunch of Japanese characters, that's fine. But then don't pick a premise that's should have a bunch of other stuff in it and then not use other stuff. All that Arabian stuff in the game, am I right? Like, we have whole, like, just massive chunks of the globe being completely ignored. I honestly don't even know why they have ignored Ku so much, though. It doesn't make any sense, because he is really popular, so I don't get it. All right. Terrible hand right there. That's unfortunate. That was a pretty important turn. If I'd gotten just a little bit of MP gain on Q, it would have really helped. So, like, that turn, if we got a little MP gain, and then I did have Q's passive, we could pretty easily get our MP in time. Yeah, setups like this is where Q's second passive will matter. Because we'd be at 81% right now. Now, I could get my MP right now, but I'd have to not a Rosh MP, so not worth it. I guess we go for the overkill to get what we can. So, wow, if I had Ku's passive, he'd have it right now. Even with me skipping that whole turn, that turn where we got no cards, we got the art crit, so we could have gotten it without, and that sucks. I don't have Ku's passive. But there's just no way to get it for quite a while, honestly. The way the coin system is just not happening, and outside of this kind of setup, it's the least necessary, so. I think I guts right away. Either that or I wait one. I think I can wait one turn. It depends. If Richard attacks a lot, I need to wait a turn, and if he doesn't, I don't. I guess I just cast it and see what happens. So we'll apply the burn here. And then I guess just quick and see if we get a lucky crit next turn. I don't mind a system that you can't max out immediately and you have to work towards. Especially if working towards it is playing the game, like collecting grails and faux pas. You know, every other system to upgrade your servant is just tied to playing the game. It's not tied to money at all. It's not tied to SQ at all. You know, because SQ can be free. It's not always bought. But the coin system is not like that. You know, it's tied to rolling specifically. So your way to progress isn't going out there and beating the main story and getting more grails, or farming bond, or beating events to get grails, or beating events to get faux pas, or any of that. It's not that at all. It's just roll. That's it. Like, that's not, and they're trying to conflate it. They want you to, like, have the same feelings about, you know, grails and faux pas for your favorite servants like you do about the coin system. They want that, and yet that one's very different because of how you obtain the coins. All right, definitely NP time. I guess I quick, even though the crits aren't there. 3 of a kind bonus is pretty cool when you got the extra attack boost. Oh yeah, I do have to be ready to zeet the app in case we randomly insta-kill. It's incredibly unlikely, but it can happen. Yep, gotta get NP6 Gilgamesh. By the way, Lost got NP6 Bizet on that account that he gave me for the Bizet like account that we'll probably won't play for ages because we're playing the Steno account and the Herc account right now, but eventually. So Richard's being kind of stupid right now. It's not actually helping us that much because we want to recast PFA, and this is kind of the problem with the oh my god. The Caneth CD is you're sitting there waiting on the cooldown, right? So it doesn't help you as much as you might think. There's diminishing returns there. All right, I really want to do that crit down, so we're actually not gonna do like the best crit turn or NP gain turn. We really don't want to get crit, so. Richard, what are we doing here? There you go. So I definitely cast Guts too soon, but Richard was acting really weird, so. How much do I want NP gain right now? Quite a bit actually, but the burn's nice. Nah, I think we still do this. Because more NPs is more defense downs and more stars. It's just a lot of other things that are beneficial to us. Now this turn, we don't do an NP gain combo. I would have hoped we had gotten our NP right there. It just didn't quite work out. Alright, I yet again need to do the crit down. It just sucks because that's not where the crits are. Also not where the star gen is. At least we grabbed those two crits though, that kind of makes up for it. This is so the opposite of what happened to Trap Face, by the way. I tell you, 54k on a Saber, man. That is something. And it's gonna get higher because we can get 120 still. Now, the bad thing is, also, that's without our attack buff. I just realized that's without our attack buff. We didn't have our first skill up there. So that could actually get up to like 65k if you're at low health. Do I go ahead and Atlas here? I feel like if I was gonna Atlas, I should have not done this and just done this. I think I'll wait anyway and just hope he doesn't attack a lot here and get my PFA back to normal way. This is where the real RNG is gonna be, is if he attacks a lot here or not. Damn, wanted that crit. At least we have crit down on him, so we're less likely to explode. Alright, that's good. Man, he takes so much more damage than everybody else here. God damn, that's crazy. Lancer life. What is the play? I guess the crit down again. We need a burn. Could do 2 burns just for the damage, but I kind of want quick in case we get a nice lucky crit. Like next turn. Okay, we should be safe as long as he doesn't crit. Now, if I do my third skill, I'm actually going to do less damage. It comes down to if I think it'll be enough health to potentially buy me a turn later or not. I'm gonna do it. It could. Like, if it doesn't, then it's a mistake, obviously, but if it does work, it's really good. $78k? That's not even the biggest attack up we can have. It gets bigger the lower your health is. We almost hit a saber for 80k, and you can actually be over 80k if that was at minimum health. Alright. Get... Our guts is just not syncing up though the way we want. Do that. A little bit of an awkward turn. That quick carded crit, we would have probably gotten our NP here. Still a chance we get it, but... Okay, let this guts go off. This turn it doesn't really matter if we get crit or not, I don't think, so we don't need to do the crit down here. Yeah, Richard's been pretty kind for the most part. I will say we didn't min-max though what we could do to prevent something bad from happening, like with the crit down and all that. But Richard has not been playing his best, and he never procced guts. It wouldn't make that much of a difference though, because we could have just had guts go off, and it just didn't. By the way, using that third skill actually prevented guts from going off, but that didn't matter. It would have been actually it would have been better if guts had gone off because we'd have more health. Although not enough health for it to make a difference, so I guess it wouldn't have been better. The thing is, Richard normally does buff a lot. Maybe not quite this much, but he does normally buff a decent amount. It's pretty 50-50 between attacking and buffing from what I've seen. Poi Poi's Astolfo there just got really unlucky. I guess that one was a low roll. We had a bigger attack up there, but we did less damage. Also, we might not have had defense down from a previous NP or something, and maybe we did before, I wasn't paying attention. But it's probably just low, high roll stuff there. If you NP again when you got your defense down from the previous one, and you have the attack up, you get a pretty sizable damage boost. Alright, we can die any second now, unfortunately. So like right there, we got good luck earlier, but right there he went through PFA immediately. So, you know, it comes around sooner or later. I could do Art quick, and if we got lucky crits, we could NP next turn. But I think it's better to just take the damage. Pretty damn good though. Gonna break 400k. Alright, last turn. Do that. Hopefully we get one crit at least. There we go. I'll take 2! Oh man, look at that. We made it to 336. That is fucking crazy. That's probably the best a Lancer has done here, I would imagine. Because I don't think a Red Chagall and all of them made it that far. Let's look, we can check the dock. Let's see, what do we got here? So for ST Lancers, oh geez, they're not even close. Most of these are like 700k, 800k, 900k, million. Yeah, wow, most of the Lancers just... It's not great. That was NA server though, let's check JP. Better on JP, but still not that... Wow, Ku did way better than his previous record. Ku prior was 600k, but we just made it to 330. I know Zerp's not really updating it anymore, so I don't know who has access to it. I'll have to check. I'll have to. He'd probably give me access if I asked. So. It'd be nice if we could update some of this.
But let's see. All the other Lancers are really not that close. Canis did pretty well, though. Yeah, Canis is at 544. So, Canis was actually ahead of Ku there, but now Ku just got ahead of Canis. Unfortunately, the record don't show that, but that does seem to be the case. So, let's give Canis a go, see how she does. We'll give her... Excuse me. Anyway, though, even that previous record, though, that was actually Ku without Yang CE. I didn't notice that. That was Ku with Golden Sumo, and that is Yang with Yang CE, so that kind of explains that. All right. Get Zaw in here. All right, he's got the CCs all ready to go there. We got Yang CE, so that's equal. I think Canis can do pretty well here. What do we use, though? I think Atlas, because if things go well, it means you can get your third skill back more. So I think Atlas. That is kind of a tough call, though, because there's a lot of damage with Anniversary Blonde for her, with the way she works. But yeah, I think Atlas is the way to go. You just hope you crit with your second skill. Oh, what level were we? I didn't even see. Are we 120? Not sure if we're that far along yet or not. How big? 112. Okay, so not there yet. I knew Zaw's Canis was bigger than my Canis. I just didn't know about how much. Good opening hand. Yeah, gotta cast third skill early. I'm thinking we cast it the turn we Stella, I think. Oh man, great RNG though. Such good RNG. We got our NP in time. That's good. Bad thing is we're not going to be able to make a lot of stars next turn because we're probably going to kill 2 of these. But hey, we got our NP just like that, so that's great. That gives us a bit of an edge. So far we have better luck than Ku did, but Ku got good luck with the buffs throughout, so I suspect that's going to even out or favor Ku, I would think, but we shall see. Alright, we do this. Okay, this, thankfully, it doesn't feel like we're missing out that much because we didn't really get any Star Gen on this turn anyway, so the fact that we only have 1 Golem left isn't so bad. I'll do the 1 Buster attack because it made 1 star, and who knows, maybe we get lucky. Alright, we want to do... I don't know, maybe we don't want to do the second skill. I think we save it. I think even though we're not going to get... Well, I don't know, that's so tricky. That really is tricky because you want the stars to be able to crit with next turn because that's when you've got her crit buff and you've got the second turn of the attack up. I think we use it, and besides, more times than not, we wouldn't have our MP right now, but we definitely would with the second skill, so I think we cast it there. And it's not bad to have the attack down with the damage cut. That's actually a really nice combo. Question is, what's the turn here? If I BBB, it's the most damage here. It also allows me to apply the burn in a reasonable way, but then our crit chance next turn is where I could try to do the quick stuff. I can do quick NP quick, that way we get stars and apply the burn before the NP. But the BBB chain's a lot of fucking damage. And we could crit without using the quick cards, but that's not reliable. Okay, we'll go for the... We'll do it this way. This is really slow this turn, but it gives us more NP gain potentially next turn, gives us potentially more damage next turn. Like, it does a lot of good things, even though in the short term it's bad. Next out, Super Orion can kill the dragon on the first turn that he arrives. I have done that before. Well, kind of bad luck there, because he triple attacked. At least he did it while he still had the attack down on him, though, so we actually took no damage, so that's kind of nice. I would have wished that we could have saved, like, at least one charge, though, of the damage cut there. Okay. The crit spread was pretty generous to us, so I think we made the right call last turn. We have a triple guaranteed crit with all these buffs and an NP gain, so that actually worked out really well. That's like exactly what we wanted. What I don't want is to get crit in the goddamn face. Oh god, I wonder if Canis wants to work in the crit down too then, because crits are just, they just end Lancers. Like, it's just way too much damage. We have to hope he doesn't kill us here. We need to save the invulnerability, I think. Damn. That was just bad luck. At the first turn we were vulnerable, we got crit. Yeah, we might wanna... We might wanna mix in the crit down, I don't know. Really? What the fuck, game? We just got crit so much there. Okay, great. Lancer life. Okay, let's try that again. That'd be cool to see Orion versus a Lancer version of this. That'd be fun. He's got a lot of burst damage even in the solo though. Alright, let's give Zaw a second if he wants to. What do we switch out though? That's the problem. It's kind of awkward for her. I mean, I guess you could switch out the anti-dragon damage. It's just with the crits and everything, that's a lot. But us getting crit is definitely a run ender. And like, the thing is, Ku does better against crits on a lot of fronts because he has more turns where he won't take damage if it's a crit or not a crit. Canis isn't like that, so Ku is more crit proof because of that. And then Ku also had the crit down, so between just the way Ku's kit is and the crit down, he was a lot safer. So it's harder on Canis, which makes me think she wants the crit down actually more than Ku does. Alright, the command code should update even if I don't refresh, so I think we're good to go here. I don't think we've tried Virtue here. I don't think she would do well here at all, though. I think she'd get absolutely wrecked. She's not that strong of a solo unit in the first place. She's AoE, and she's a Lancer, so she is actually one of the worst things possible here. She would do better than some Lancers, like Hector. She'll beat Hector, but I don't think she would do well at all. I think she'd get completely blown out of the water by like a Reshigal and stuff like that, and Canis here. Yeah, I think she would do really bad. There's so much in her kit that's bad here. And the dragon's not divine. Like, it's just, it is bad. And yeah, skill seal, that's right, she has skill seal, that's incredibly bad here. Because then she'll always get attacked and die super fast. Like, yeah, she would, I think, get crushed. Like, absolutely crushed. Now, if Virtue was neutral, like most units we use here, I think she would do alright. Because then you're not going to just explode. And you have more time to get your skills back and that kind of thing. Because the thing is, dying faster is an exponential problem, right? It's not just that you die faster and the run's over, but it means you probably didn't apply your skills as much. You know, all kinds of things happen when you die that fast. So Lancers have it really tough here. It is truly insane that Ku does as well as he does here, and like Canis can do pretty well and stuff like that. It's in a Reshigal, right?
That's a massive accomplishment, because most Lancers just, they don't do anything. Like, they're just dead. Like, they do less damage and they live significantly less time. Because, how do I explain this? If you're taking neutral damage or half damage, you're probably going to get your survival skills back more, which means you live even longer. So, like, let's say you're an alter ego, like Bazette, right? Bazette does half damage like a Lancer, but she's not taking the double damage. And that's huge, because it means she lives longer to get her skills back more, which means she lives even longer, right? Like, it's an exponential growth thing. And Lancers get, like, the opposite of that. And that's why, like, no Lancers have actually beaten this yet. I think one day it's going to happen, though. I do think someday either Ku's going to do it, or they're going to buff somebody, or someone at, like, Ereshkigal at 120 or some nonsense. I think eventually it'll happen. It will require huge RNG, though. Right? I don't think any Lancer is ever going to do this, unless we just buff the shit out of someone, you know, down the road, or at 140, you know, level 140 or something. But as the game is right now, I don't think anybody could do it without some serious RNG. I will say Canis is getting excellent luck, though, when it comes to the NP games, or at least that's been working out. So the Google Doc's out of date, but let's see, how did Ereshkigal do? She made it to 700k, but that's without Yangtze. That was with Starry Nights. However, she was 120 NP5, you know, etc., 2k FOD. So she was more upgraded than most of the other things we've used. I feel like she eventually did better than that, though. I do feel like. However, she is AoE, so it's still pretty good. God, Nukehead didn't even crack 1 million. That's rough. Yeah, I'll have to... I've tried to get a hold of Zerp, but I haven't been able to get a hold of him in a little while. I want to see if we can get someone to... if he gives me permission or whatever, I'll update some of these. It'd be nice to keep track of a few of these things in the future. Okay, start time. Which we unfortunately don't have a lot of options for. I think we just do that. Yeah, I guess you could beat the dragon right now with necromancy, but you don't even know like how bad that would be. You would need so many procs. We haven't done Jack today, but I said we would do Jack today because you were so close to winning. I want to see if we can get her the W, because I think she can get it. Like, we use everybody a lot if they're close to winning. When someone's close to winning, we generally try to get it done. Although, I did that for 100 Face, but off stream. I really need to do that on stream. It's tough. It's not super... Although, actually, I'm not sure it's tough anymore because of the new command codes and because of the coin system. Because now she has the extra attack up, and with how long this fight is, the extra attack up is pretty big. So actually, 100 Face might be able to do it, because she was the wiggle room at the end was pretty rough for her, but yeah, it might be fine now. We'll have to mess with that. Maybe not today, just because we do need to get back to NA, do some more NA stuff. But I guess we should test Ushi again. I don't think Ushi will see as much benefit from the coin system though, because Ushi's really bursty. And so she's not going to apply the extra attack that many times. She's not, doesn't need like because the extra attack boost also gives you NP gain on your extra attack and that kind of stuff. And that helps 100 Face more. So I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference for Ushi. It'll make some, certainly. Oh wait, did Ushi get buffed again since we tested? I thought we tested after her buff. I thought we tested when she got the Star Bomb. But I may be wrong. Maybe that actually happened after. If that happened after, then she'll definitely do better. I thought we tested because of that buff, but I may be just out of my mind here. Okay, this crit spread is just perfect like it was last time, and it's even on this crit down one, which is what we want. And he buffed actually, so this is going a lot better than the previous run already. Ah, wah wah wah. Is she 120 now? Because that'll be interesting to see how she does. Because you're right, her kit is kind of, and her class and everything, right? It's not the best matchup, but when you're that upgraded, you can still perform decently well. Yeah, I do wonder how that would do.
We'll definitely do that at some point. I don't know if we'll do it today or not, just because I do need to play some NA here, but I am interested to see how that does. I should have cast this last turn, but it won't make a difference. We're not living that long. I actually want to go with the stars here and see if we get a lucky turn on the next one. So if you get lucky and you can NP again on that turn, it's amazing, because then you get double NP buff and double crit buff. And if you crit, it's so strong. But because Richard's hit count isn't all that great and he does like to buff a lot, it's kind of hard for Canis to like, do that in time and have the stars. You could save the battery and do it, but then you'll have less stars. Okay, this one's tricky. Again, I want the stars from the second skill, but the rest of it's kind of useless. Do I save the second skill? I want to do the Buster stuff because I've got the damage now, and I want the crit down. So I think I do this, just because I prefer to have the stars then and then the extra damage and whatnot. So yeah, I think this is correct. Do I have burn? Yes, okay. If we could have done this turn one turn sooner, which is possible, we would get way more value. Because we'd be doing the same thing, but we'd have an extra crit up and an extra NP up. So especially on these crits, it'd be a huge difference. Assuming the 70% crit. There we go, that's good. That is some meaty damage right there. See you, Eli. Sorry we didn't get to your Lancelot, but we will get to that. The art card's pretty tempting, but we do need to go for damage as well. I think we just do it like that. I want to at least get one more NP before we die. I would have liked another crit in there, but at least we got a crit. Now, I can just let Guts go off, and then, because it's the last turn of it. Yeah, we let Guts go off, then we invulnerability. So we're about at our end of our rope. We can NP one more time, it looks like. So next turn, it would be nice if, oh shit, we actually got our NP already. I was gonna say, it'd be nice if we could set up crits and like do quick attacks, but guess we're just going with it now. Yeah, okay. Best we got. Wait, I should've, fuck, I didn't look. I think it's 2 turns on our skills, so it wouldn't have mattered, but if it was 1 turn, I should've NP'd next turn, actually, because I'd have the buffs. But yeah, I think it's 2 turns. Muramasa would do alright. You know, alter egos have it bad, but they don't have it that bad, right? I don't think he would win, though. I definitely don't think he would win. Let me look at his kit. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting something. He doesn't have like a really long-term kit like some of the other alter egos do that can really take advantage of the fact that the dragon doesn't do a lot of damage per turn. Wait, he's not an alter ego. What the fuck is that? Right, alter ego's what he is in the story. Excuse me, he's a saber. Let's see. That actually helps him then though, so he's not doing the half damage. I'm thinking the main story. Excuse me. Too much Lost Belt 6. He's definitely not beating it because he just doesn't have survivability. Like, for an AoE unit with no survivability, he won't embarrass himself at all. He'll do plenty of damage. But I don't see him beating it. The only way I could see him beating it is if he's 120 and you get really, really lucky. But, you know, a lot of units that might beat it at 120 down the road could probably have beaten it if they're not 120, where I don't think he's in that category. I like how I wasn't reading chat that entire time, and I was just like, now I'm looking at it, and everyone's just saying he's a saber. I got that. Thank you. Okay. We're dead this turn, so this is actually more damage than she did before, isn't it? Yeah, this is more damage than she did before, so I think this is a new record for her. I suspect she can, and this was a good run. We did not get bad luck. This was overall a very good run, but there is room for it to be a little bit better.
I don't think I go for the 30% crit, it's just not enough, but we'll go for the 60. Damn. Would have really liked one crit there. Yeah, that's better than last time. She broke 500k. Or 600k, however you want to see it. Yeah, broke 600k, that's probably the better way of putting it. Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's and she's AoE for God's sake, so that's excellent. And I think it can get a little bit better than that. She did get lucky, but Ku got lucky too. Like both of our lancers we used today got pretty good luck, I would say. All right, let's do at least 1 or 2 on an A here. Yeah, I know she's kind of like a bullshit AoE, but still, she is AoE. If her MP was actually single target, my God, she'd be doing so good. All right, let's give Jack one more go at least. We'll do like at least 1 go a day. And I haven't made up my mind between Atlas and default. It really is tough. I think we did default yesterday. Let's try Atlas. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, I did notice that, Zol. I just didn't want to explain it because it's a mouthful. But yeah, I did notice that happened. It's a pretty hard call with all that stuff though because of the star gen, right? Like how, is it worth it to NP the turn sooner and miss out on the stars on a good turn with the monstrous strength and all that? Maybe it is, right? It just depends. I think it is worth it to actually miss out like that if on that second NP you also crit. You get the NP in time and you also crit. If you don't crit there, it's absolutely not worth it. Yeah, I think imaginary round would be better, especially if it's level 100. I think that absolutely would be better. But it would need to be like level 80 at least, I think. I want to try not to kill one of these, but stars are nice. I'll do it. Because if I get stars now to crit with later, I'll make even more stars on the next turn. So even if I kill one of these, I think it's worth it. And we didn't kill one, so it's perfect. Okay, I'm hoping the front one doesn't defense up so it's easier to get as much overkill as possible. Damn it. The 2 at low health both defensed up. Go for the 2, not 0.9. I should have done the crit first, actually. I think we would have hit overkill sooner, potentially, and that might have been better. I put Shingon. Oh, do you have access to it, Frenzy? Because if you do, could you update Ku and Canis, or did you just suggest it? 'Cause I don't know if anyone else has access to the dock or not. Oh yeah, I see. You just have the suggestion. Now I'll try to get a hold of Zerb. All right. We don't want to do the crit down yet. We do want to do the evade, although the timing on that got really fucked up last time, but we higher crit versus 20%. I mean, it's over 50% crit chance, which means it's more likely to crit than not, so I think we go for the higher crit chances. Although, because it's 2 of them, maybe I should have done the 40 and the 80. Doing 70 and 80, I feel like it's not that crazy if one of them doesn't crit. Yep, there it is. Oh my God, Jack! You suck! What are you doing?
Oh, we just picked the higher crit chances here, and with a 70 and an 80, when we made all those stars. What did we make all those stars for? We made stars the turn before, so then we made more stars, right? We did like stars for then the stars on that turn that actually mattered, and then we just didn't crit. I did everything possible to increase the odds of critting on that turn, right? We made stars the turn before, we wanted to make stars, and then we made stars, and then I picked the highest crit chances. Like, you couldn't give me one, Jack. You couldn't give me one. Like the 80%, although I guess that's the real killer. Okay, well, we do the crit down now. We need to do the heal boost now. Do I quick chain? Yeah, I think we quick chain because I want the NP gain and I want the stars. Yeah, the small one does not like us. 49 stars, by the way. With command codes, you can set that up where it'll always be 50, or actually be more than 50. Nice solid heal, that's good. Gonna wait to use Atlas until we can kind of confirm when we need the cooldown reduction. Gotta think about the NP stuff. Okay, this time it can't go wrong. Yeah, I prefer APOC Jack, but not in the game right now. Thankfully, we didn't want to do our art card there anyway. But yeah, I did notice that it was missing the 1 star. Okay, we definitely got to heal. I guess I Buster Quick Art. Still a decent combo. Should still get our NP, get the 2k heal. Oh my god. What? What's on the Buster card? What the fuck is on the Buster card? It took our heal boost. That just robbed me. What in God's name is on our Buster card? Hold on, let me look at that. What the fuck? At least Richard kind of felt sorry for us and didn't attack us any. Yeah, no, this needs to go. That needs to go. That needs to be something else. God damn it. Fuck. It is nice though on the NP turn. I guess you could do that to remove the dot, and then you could use this one to remove the Buster up, but you don't really care about removing the Buster up. I mean, I get why he did that. It's just it kind of screwed us over there, but I could have not done the Buster, but it was meta to do the Buster, so it's all kind of mixed. All right, I guess it's vulnerability next turn, so not time for Atlas. But it does mean when we get NP'd, we can remove the Buster down so we can get straight to the dot. Or whatever. I guess we could... I don't remember how it applies it. If the dot is last, then it doesn't matter, but if the Buster up is last, then it does matter. Do I need heal boost this turn? I do not. But yeah, we got a turn where he didn't attack us, so I kind of made up for that. And then some, really. The thing is, you're gonna get good or bad luck throughout the run anyway, and you don't want the other things going wrong on top of it, right? You want to get the good luck and then also not have things go wrong or make a misplay or miss a crit or something like that. Because with how long this fight is, you're gonna have turns like this happen. He just beat the piss out of us, right? When the fight goes on this long, that's going to happen, right? And when it also goes on that long, you're going to get some turns where the boss is stupid. I actually think what she wants is to somehow work in the crit down. I think... Absolutely. When I think about it, I think she needs crit down, maybe even on a quick card. Because the fight is going on so long with all of her healing. If you prevent the dragon from just critting 1 or 2 times, that's huge. Like that crit that just hit us totally fucked us up, right? That was a huge problem. So yeah, she wants crit down, like absolutely. Because between her own crit down right here and the crit down command code, you could potentially just never get crit. And that's a big deal.
Please land the 90% crit. I've had enough 90% fails today. Thank you. Okay, so he does do the Buster down first, although I have the debuff clear right now, so it doesn't matter too much. Now, I can heal this turn, but I wouldn't have the heal boost, so I think I'm going to wait. Now, I can evade here, and then Atlas, and then get it back. And I think that's worth it. Yes. And then we need to win before he NPs another time. That's basically the goal. Which, if we didn't get crit a minute ago, I actually think we might be able to accomplish. Do I put the 80% last because it's got the... Yeah, just crit. Just because it's got the anti-dragon thing, so just crit. Come on. This is overwhelmingly in my favor. Yes, okay. Good. We're definitely behind when we use default, though. We were at this health range like a turn ago. So the the attack up does make you win a turn faster, I would say. Sometimes, maybe even more, depending on luck. I think we go ahead and Atlas. So I can heal next turn. And that heal is bigger than this heal. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heal before... and not do the heal boost, and do the heal boost after. That way I can apply it to the thing next turn. I think that's correct. And it lets me use the sheep there, and it's just a bonus, right? The sheep didn't fuck anything up. Double crit fail because of our crit down, jeez. That would have pretty much killed us right there. Yeah, I think that's what she needs, though. She needs to be able to work in... She needs to be able to work in crit down command code on either her Buster card or a quick card. I'm not really sure, but I think that if we can just get a run where we don't get crit, because I think that's actually pretty reasonable between her skill, Atlas, and the command code, where you could get either not crit at all or only crit like once. And I think that would be enough for her to win if you don't make any mistakes and the crits go well, and like on your end, you crit a lot. So heal boost doesn't matter this turn. It actually won't matter for 2 turns. Well, I need to apply it next turn because you have to double up on it. So, the thing is they have the same crit chances, so it doesn't matter. Still pretty good. We get our crit down next turn, that's good. I think we quick chain. This next turn is going to be a little awkward because I need to do the art card, but it's going to be awkward timing on everything. You know, it might be worth it to not NP here, so I can sync it up with my first skill next turn, and that way this awkward turn's not so awkward. I could also save my crit down, because this is the only turn... One turn of the crit down will go to waste because of the evade next turn. So if I just don't get crit here, it's fine. But if I do get crit here, we're dead. I guess I do it because we're getting so low on health. I might be better off NPing here, even though I'm gonna fuck up the first skill. because I think it might be the difference of getting a whole other NP or not. And the quick up is good, but it's not that good. Yeah, I think that does kind of suck, but I think this is right. Because a whole extra NP by the end of the fight is definitely worth more than the quick up. And her NP gain is so good that the one turn delay could make the difference. It might not, so I could be making a mistake, definitely, but... I wish Jack was cooler, because her gameplay is pretty interesting. Alright, next turn we got the heal, so we need the heal boost. I guess just quick chain. At least the quick up didn't go to complete waste. You can see how it makes a good chunk of extra stars too, because earlier we were making like 48, 49, and then there you make 58. Now I can get rid of the dot here. It just is an awkward as hell turn. I think it's worth it because the tiny bit of health could make the difference. However, slowing me down like that could prevent me from NPing again. It's just if I only... I don't care about the buster down, but I do care about the dot. But I might just have to put up with it. Yeah, and the heal's back next turn anyway, so I think I have to just put up with it. So I need to heal next turn and then live again and then NP again. That's like the best we can do. Looking like we're not gonna win here. It's actually maybe a little bit worse than some of our runs in the past. I don't know, we're not out of this yet. Actually, if we do get lucky, we could potentially win here, but we're gonna need some good RNG. This is definitely a character that on JP would be able to do this, I think, pretty smoothly. Just the extra attack up would get the job done. Like, the extra attack up is a little bit more Sergeant, a little bit more NP gain, a little bit more damage. Over this long of a fight, I think that'd make the difference. Also, sneaking in that command code, because we have been crit a few times. If we had that command code for crit down, we might have... Like, just one less crit is enough health that we don't die here. So I've got to remove the dot, and I've got to heal boost, and then heal. So I have to live here, and then we have to have like some miracle turn coming up. I wish I could have removed that dot a turn sooner. I'd have 500 more health, and that could definitely make the difference. Buff, just buff, buff. Dude, he barely killed us. You saw the low high roll. He goes from 1,200 to 1,400. And the first hit was 1,400 and some change. Second hit was 1,200. Third hit was 1,400, almost 500. And it barely killed us. We absolutely could have lived there. And I don't think we would have won next turn, but we would have gotten very close. And that would definitely have worked if we have the... if she has her extra attack boost passive, she'll have won there. It is so winnable right now. You just gotta min-max a few things. Alright, let's maybe do at least one more in an A, and then maybe one more in JP. So we got Ethan. He really wants to show off that Kojiro, even though we don't have the second skill buff right now. But he's, okay, well, we'll reward the effort here. Wait, what was that motto? What did the motto say? Bring my Kojiro's 2K, yep. Let's see, how long does NA have for the Kojiro buff? I feel like it's about a year. Let me look. I can figure this out. I can see when my video was posted, and that would give me an idea. It was posted 9 months ago, which means you have over a year. You've got like a year and a quarter. Like that's a little rough. So yeah, that's not anytime soon. It sucks though because it is such a huge buff for him.
It's kind of wild. Just adds so much damage. It adds some star gen. It adds some MP gain. You remove all debuffs instead of just mental ones. I'm gonna be right back though, chat. I need to grab water. Well, chat, that was interesting. I got a letter. It's nothing bad. It was from the IRS though, because you know tax time. But it was nothing bad. But I opened it. Like I just naturally opened the letter and you know pull out the paper like the natural way you would. Right? I didn't open it any weird way, and it was all in Spanish. I was like, oh great. But you know you turn it around, then it's in English. But the way you would naturally open it is definitely going to get the Spanish side first. So I was very confused. I was like, okay, IRS, tax time, okay, reasonable. And then I'm like, why am I reading Spanish right now? Like, what? But yeah, it is what it is. All right. They're after us. Yeah, no, it's all good. I don't even, why did I even bother doing that? That was so pointless. I guess we have an overkill target though. Kojiro is so cool, man. I'm not a big weeb fan, especially when they're not wearing like the heavy samurai armor with the cool masks and all that. But Kojiro is just so awesome, it doesn't matter, right? He's like the bestest weeb that ever weebed. I like his character just like so much, and you know, Fate's the Night. He's one of my absolute favorites there. Okay, we got literally nothing on the first two hands, so this is kind of rough. We got a Buster card. Chat getting sassy with me, I see that. Someone expects the Spanish IRS. This is ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. Like 3 hands and Kojiro got 1 NP gain card. 3 hands and he got 1 quick card. What the fuck? Like what the fuck? You know, I'll probably just say yes to just not have to waste the AP. That is so ridiculous. I guess we'll just make stars. Mild cheating, but like I think like 95% of the time or something you're gonna get your NP there. That's one nice thing about the passives. If you do get your second passive, it's actually impossible not to get your NP because your passive plus 50% starting NP, and then the guys dying with the CEs, like Kimlan and especially the Da Vinci one, you will always get your NP, which is kind of nice. Okay, chat, avert your eyes. Nothing to see here. I so wish Kojiro had his buff on NA. It is such a nice buff. So Kojiro though has pretty good animations, but they're a little bit older, and so they're a bit rough in the transition from one animation to another, right? The transition from one animation to another doesn't look super good. Where the attacks themselves look fine though, like they aged well. And he got his animations a bit later than most of the other Fates Stay Night characters did, so I think that's why he turned out a bit better. But it's still not perfect, right? Where a lot of the other Fates Stay Night characters, because they're popular, they got animation updates early, but that means they weren't as good at making animation updates, and a lot of them are pretty scuffed, right? Like Ku and Imiya's animation updates are not really that good. So it's kind of weird how that worked out for Fates Stay Night characters, but they are so popular that they'll probably get another animation update before some characters get one, so we shall see though. Well, that already happened with Artoria. Dude, Artoria's original sprite, which was never even in the NA server, they skipped over it. Whew, very bad. I think we do this because I don't want to die. Not a good time for the crit up though. I guess I use this for the star bomb then. Do I use the third skill? I guess, yeah. You don't always fire everything on Kojiro, but it kind of makes sense here. Okay, so we have the heal, but we're not going to heal next turn, so I don't need a heal boost. But it has a higher crit chance, but the 50% one does more damage. I'll go with the 60. I'll take 10% better chance of critting in the first place than 20% more crit damage. Actually, I think that one's 15% more crit damage. So what I really like about Kojiro's buff is not only does he make way more, do more damage, but the slight increase to NP gain can make it a lot easier for him to NP a second time while he still has this quick up. Because it's more NP gain on the first NP turn, and this turn right here, it's more NP gain. It's really nice. So, yeah, the goal is to do the attack up like on the second NP when you still have this. I could definitely do it if I did Art quick. But see, if he had his buff, you just quick, right? Because you have so many quick ups and quick resist downs. You just do that and you get all the NP gain. So do I think I can get it with those 3 cards? I'm gonna say yes because they're all guaranteed to crit. So I think we can do it. It's really crappy if we don't, but such is life. We're cutting it very close. I'm also very confident we would be not cutting it close if we had the skill upgrade. Alright, we got it. I wish he'd only attacked us though the 2 times, not the 3. Alright, this is definitely the turn to do the attack up. Because we could potentially crit with the crit up. We have 2 quick ups, like all kinds of stuff in our favor here. Alright, come on Kojiro. This is the time to crit. You're gonna have double quick up, attack up, and crit up. By the way, if it was JP, we'd also have like a million crit resist downs. I'm just saying. Good. There we go. No 80% bullshit. Hey, no Hans moments. We got that. Okay, fuck, we got crit though. And we got crit again. Party's over. I tell you, I'm really starting to lean towards always bringing crit down command code here. At least on units that aren't very tanky, because that's just so devastating if that happens. I think I gotta do the heal boost. And then heal, and I guess Arc card, fuck it. That's the weirdest turn ever on Kojiro, but it gets us our NP, we heal for 2k. Yeah, Richard saw us critting, and he's like, I can do that. He's only Dragon Spirited twice. Pretty good time to Star Bomb. See, if we didn't get crit there, we could get this skill back again. We could evade next turn and then evade with this, but that we might just die here. Hopefully not, though. His gameplay loop is so satisfying, and it actually requires you to think a little bit. And it's great. I love it, and it's even better on JP. So I'm very happy where Kojiro is these days in FGO. Obviously, it's kind of annoying that his stats are so low because he's a 1-star, but he's got like such a fun and strong kit to compensate for it, especially when Grails. He scales so well with Grails. It's pretty awesome. Okay, we'll actually get to double evade, so that's nice. We're not going to benefit from the crit buff as many times as we might like, but I'll just take what we get. I could NP by just quick chaining, but it's risky. We're art quick. Nah, we'll do it because we got another turn anyway. We are coming to the end of our rope, though. You know, for a 1-star at neutral, this is pretty great. I would have loved to have had a Kojiro this upgraded, because we don't really have one quite this good on JP. Most of them are 100, but not 2k foe and stuff. And also, we've had aside from the crits, us getting crit was bad, but other than that, the RNG went decently well for us. If we just hadn't gotten crit, this would actually be super great for us. And we didn't get our NP, so talking about good RNG, by the way, Kojiro. And you're over here turning it around at the last second. He's like, oh, good RNG. No, we gotta turn that ship around. And yeah, he'd also remove that dot right there. We could have lined that up pretty easily, I think. Also, you'll probably bring Atlas if you got the new upgrade. Alright, probably our last turn. So it's all about damage. We have no quick up from the prior NP, so I don't think 3 of a kind bonus is the way to go. We'll do it like that, and just hope that crit up command code actually crits here. Fuck. Ugh, we had Buster down and we didn't crit with the Buster card. Okay, probably should have just stuck to the 3 of a kind bonus. That didn't really, at least that one crit. Pretty damn solid, though. Pretty damn solid. I wonder what we've got on record for Kojiro. Let's take a look here. So, for NA, had we ever used him before? Okay, single target assassin. Actually, it looks like we've never used Kojiro. Oh, no, yeah, we did. So his prior record was actually only 815k. So we did a lot better here, like significantly better. And that was level 100. That was 1.6k foe. But wow, yeah, he did a lot better. Now let's check JP, which I know we haven't like sat down and tried to get like the best run ever with him over there, but we've probably gotten some decent stuff. Okay, on JP. God, Sanson! Sanson, oh, 700k with the Yang CE. Oh God, because Kojiro ain't using the Yang CE right now. Fucking Sanson, with a huge advantage, fucking only made it to 700k. Oh Jesus. My Sanson is stronger now though. He's 2k foed instead of 1.8, and he's got some of his passives. So we'll have to give him another go. Because Jesus though. Do we not have Kojiro on record? Oh no, we do. Yeah, Noel's. Okay, Noel's made it to 500k, and so yeah, that's better. 540. So that's over 100k better. So definitely noticeable. But still, this is a damn good performance for not having the buff yet. All right, even with the Buster down, this is worth it just because of the Buster card bonus. So we'll do. I guess that in case he triple buffs, which I mean it happens, but almost exactly 100k behind JP, like almost exactly 100k. That's kind of wild. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Persona, what's up, man? How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. We were actually talking about your sitting master the other day. We were using a sitting master that was not as good as yours. But yeah, what's up, man? Thank you for the sub, dude. But yeah, we be punching dragons. You know, you know what? We got some time. Let's switch to JP and use Persona's sitting master actually. If you have the time to give him the right command codes and stuff. I want to say he's gonna want, obviously, heal boost and heal. Like, heal on Buster, heal boost on Art. Like, abso-fucking-lutely that. Those are set in stone. But we might want the crit down, the 10% crit down, the mask, the Mozart mask. I think that might want to be on an Art card. Either that or Star Absorb an Art card. But that I think crit down on something is good. College can suck it, yeah. But, yeah, I appreciate you stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Give me 1 second while we wait for Persona. I gotta do something in the kitchen real quick. Gotta get a snack. You know what? I think I'm gonna make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich real quick. That's what I'm gonna do. And then it's sitting master time. Alright, I'm back. Also, peanut butter and jelly is delicious. Say, what the hell? Alright, let's see what we got here. Look at this sitting master, man. Let's see what we got here. NP5, 10, 10, 10, 2K foe, 102 even. Let's see about the passives. Kind of curious about that. Oh, yeah, there, and those are the two that we want. That's the good shit. What is his third passive? Let me take a peek here. Let's see. His passive is. Oh god, it's anti-saber. That actually would be amazing here, unfortunately. I'm assuming not enough coins, but it's kind of nice to do without and just see how he does, because that'd be quite the unfair advantage if we used that here. Still, that's kind of funny. Atlas is good, but honestly, so is default for him. Especially with heal boost. Yeah, I'm gonna do default. I might regret that, but we'll see. Oh, see you, TG. Excuse me, I was kind of late on that. I think we can win. If things go well, I think we can win. Good start here. Actually, so good that we probably didn't need starting NP.
Probably enough NP gain right there.
Ikemasен.
24 stars too is not half bad. Good thing the prior hand was good, because this one is shit. What's the least damage I can do? This golem's dead. Yeah, there's nothing I could do there. Oh no. I was so worried he was gonna double buff. That would have been so shit. Alright, well. Really no star gen, but Sitting Master's not exactly good at that. Like that's the one problem with him in a solo is you don't actually get the art crits super reliably, but it doesn't really matter. His total value is so high anyway. So, on the one hand, using the evade now is good because the cooldown is shorter, but I could do art up, NP gain up, and you get the double attack down. You don't really need the evade. And it's really awesome to have the NP gain buff on the turn that you're doing an art chain with art up. But I think it's still better to do this, and you get the attack up anyway. I think I'd throw this out. Dude, if they gave him Star Bomb on his NP, he would be so broken. I mean, he already is really broken. I think he is the best 4-star Saber. Like, I just straight up, I think he's the best 4-star Saber. And I think sometimes he'll outperform 5 stars, depending on the 5-star and the context and the team and blah, 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 but like, he's really good. If we had NP game buff there, I think we would have gotten our NP, actually. But oh well. I'll just use it now, and we shouldn't really take any damage. So the crit down needs to be used. Guess we do that. I'll take that crit. We were actually decently likely to get 1 crit that turn. That wasn't crazy. Fuck, we got crit anyway. God damn. It's so unlikely. The dragon's crit chance is not that high, and with the crit down, you're looking pretty safe, but every once in a while, I want to do the heal, but I also want to art chain. I could split the difference, but then we whiff the heal. Okay, we'll do this. No, I'll wait a turn. Well, no, I probably should have done the awkward hand, because healing sooner means you get to heal a second time sooner. It's a trickle effect, so. There's no way to get all the value on that turn. You're gonna have to sacrifice something. Actually, I guess I just do this. Okay, well that changes things a little bit. I guess I do a... thinking a full NP gain combo to just absolutely make sure I get my NP here, but... this is a lot more damage, and it could still get the NP, and it also has a crit chance. Damn.
At least we got that extra attack boosting passive, so our extra attack actually makes more NP. We went over by 6 though. It'd have been okay. Yeah, Dragon not caring too much about the crit down, but in the long run it adds up. Alright, Chad, I ask this from time to time. If there was one unit you could pick right now to get an animation update, and it would be a good animation update, not a phone. It's not phoned in, right? It's done proper. Who would you pick? Canis? I actually feel that, even though she's a newer unit, her animations just aren't that good. I think she's some of the worst animations for a unit, like, within the last 3 years. Like, it's really not great. A lot of Leonidas is there. Some David, Jolter, she definitely deserves it. Gilius. A lot of Jolters. Billy, yeah, Billy and Sanson are the two that I'm thinking would be one of those two, I think. Tesla's up there too. Jesus, yeah, I really would love a Tesla animation update. Quite a few Davids, actually. A few Shakes. Good deal of Aussies. Quite a bit of variety, though. Yeah, I feel the Mordred too. I didn't really like her animation update that much. Like, a lot of it's fine, but like I hate the kick, dude. The kick sucks, and like some of her stuff just looks kind of whack. But she is better off than Tesla, Mozart, Billy, Sanson, etc., etc. So she would be my first pick, but I totally get why she would be for some people. A few Mozarts in there. Down with caster balls. Very true. Very true. Alright, well, we will do this, and it's actually going to be back for the next one. Now, see, if I had done the Mystic Code one and then done this app later, like the turn after, it wouldn't be ready for the next NP, so... I might actually have to use this evade, though, for not an NP, depending on how our health is looking. So I want to heal... So I guess boom, boom, boom. Bad turn for the NP gain. Oh man, I so wanted that crit to make up for our awkward turn there. Richard might bail us out. Oh crap, I probably should have gone with Atlas. It's not, default's been nice, honestly, but we have no way to deal with that. So what we could do is make this debuff clear, or dot clear. That would be definitely better, because we're not really using what this card actually does right now. Even though it's good. Now, our attack down would go to waste in that we don't need the NP gain buff. But the attack down is nice because we don't want to explode. So I think we do it anyway. Now, we might as well use this Arjuna card though, because the slight heal on it does offset the dot sum. So that's probably worth it. Look at all that ridiculous NP gain. That sucks. We've actually never lined up our NP gain in this entire boss fight where it's like useful. Don't really have a choice here. We can heal for 2k next turn, that's good. But that dot is really tearing us up. Yeah, I should have gone up with Atlas. I wasn't thinking ahead enough. Yeah, Matahari needs one. She's day 1, kinda popular. Caster balls. She's not even a caster. Yeah, Matahari doesn't have a passive, it's true. Very silly. See ya, gambler. I think I have to evade. Not great though. We're looking like we're gonna die before the next NP. We might even die before we get our evade. I can heal boost though. We're not dead yet. We can definitely do better than this. I think there's... I think he can win. I think we're fucking up. I think we got farther than this before, actually. I have not played Neo 2, but I've played Neo 1. I only played it a little bit, like many years ago. I didn't get that far in it, although I did enjoy it. And I started playing it again very recently, off stream, but I've been playing it Neo 1 a bit here and there, off stream, when I got some free time. And I do enjoy it a lot. The only thing I don't really like about it is, there's not quite as much enemy variety. The enemies are good, like they're well designed, and the bosses are extremely good, but there's not quite enough enemy variety for my taste. But it's still good, still a very good game. And I've heard Neo 2 has better enemy variety, but Neo 2 doesn't have the plate armor, right? They've got like one armor set in Neo that's not Weeby. They got one armor set that's like Crusader, you know, like typical medieval armor. And they've got like one weapon, they got a battle axe, it's a normal battle axe, and you can use that for the whole game if you want. And it's awesome, where Neo 2 doesn't have that, which kind of sucks. So Neo 2, you must be a weeb. You don't have a choice. Alright, we gotta live this turn. And then we can at least evade again. But sadly, we can't wait until the NP. Yeah, it's a good game. I like Neo a lot. It's, the RPG elements are kind of pointless, I feel like. And are a bit of a drag, to be honest. But I still like the game, and well, I'll play the sequel eventually, for sure. Even though you have to be a weeb, and I really hate that, but the I hear the sequel is got like really good enemy variety, so that sounds good. Yeah, Formocraft is probably better, Persona. That is probably better. Oh shit, our heal came back. Excuse me, I kind of forgot about that. Sadly, most of that heal is just going into how much fucking damage this dot is doing to us. So yeah, Formocraft, and then probably replace this with either, probably just dot clear specifically instead of debuff clear, because the buster down's not that big of a deal. So yeah, have it, so we can, that way we don't have to remove the buster down first and then remove the dot later. Okay, I'm gonna try not using our second skill, because we got 7k, that should be plenty. Yeah, Sitting Master can definitely beat this stage. Especially with his third passive, then it's no question. Like, right, it's gonna be tough, like even if he beats it now, it's gonna be really tough, and you're gonna need good RNG. Like, it is hard, but I do think it's doable. This dot, though, it's done so much damage to us. It's ridiculous. Yeah, like, we will have like 3,000 more health or something right now, if not more than that, if we get the dot clear. Honestly, if there was more time between now and Elden Ring, I'd probably stream Neo or Neo 2, because I'm not that good at it, I don't know that much about it, I haven't played it very much, and Neo 2 especially, and when you're not good at it, that's when it's kind of spicy and fun to watch, I would say, so. But I'm not sure there's enough time. I'm almost done with Dark Souls 1, so maybe after Dark Souls 1, maybe we play some of that. I tell you, so I had played Neo a bit, you know, many years ago. And when I came back to it just the other day, and just, you know, kind of playing a little bit, for like the first like 2 hours, because I came back to it and I was already in mid-game, right? I wasn't like starting over and didn't get eased into the difficulty curve. I got annihilated for like the first 2 hours. I died constantly, but then I got my bearings, gonna get used to stuff again, and but oh my god, I got so wrecked for like the first 2 hours. Okay, we definitely need the attack down. For once, we might get some value out of the NP gain. We need to do the 2k heal. Means I have to pass up on that 50% crit though, but I gotta do it. It wasn't even the skill play that was necessary, it was just being so unused to it, and like the dodge timings, and you know, it's so different from like Dark Souls, you know, in terms of just the timings and stuff. You know, the movement, it was just so different that I was being so familiar with Dark Souls and Ninja Gaiden too. Oh my god, just that kind of threw me off for a little bit. and so I was just dying like crazy. Once I kind of wrapped my head around it, then it was fine, and I've actually done quite well last time I played it. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, I fucking hate Lost Ark. I really dislike that game on a very fundamental level. I do not like that game. I bless anyone that likes it. Have fun, go nuts. That's great. But I think it's incredibly boring. It's just running around talking to NPCs for ages and then fighting mobs that are so weak you can just kill them so easily. You have to play for like 40 hours before you get into any real content that's actually interesting. It's all the bad things about MMOs and with almost none of the positives. And I think it's almost all the bad things about ARPGs with none of the positives. You don't get all the cool loot. You don't get all the non-stop action. You don't get any of that. So you have all these like convoluted systems to just make like your I don't like this about almost every MMO that's ever existed. Now there's some exceptions, but MMOs have a really bad habit of instead of having deep gameplay in terms of like knowing how to use your character and how to dodge, be aggressive now, be defensive now, those kinds of things, the kind of skill you might see in a fighting game or the skill you might see in Dark Souls or Neo or whatever. The skill is understanding these convoluted as fuck systems that are just like passives under the hood, like how to spec your skills. And every game like Lost Ark or WoW or Final Fantasy or whatever, they have all these like weird, just convoluted systems that are like intentionally complicated for no reason, that are ultimately just glorified stats, right? They're just glorified stats, and there's always a min-max way to do it properly. And it's just in the way, and I hate it, right? It's just, who cares? It's nothing to do with being good at the game at all, right? It's just memorizing some convoluted bullshit system to how to min-max your under the hood to perform best in like in-game raids, right? Who gives a shit, right? I'd rather learn how to dodge properly, like for God's sakes. But yeah, Lost Ark has that stuff in it, as does every other MMO. It's not like unique to Lost Ark, but I never liked that. So yeah, Lost Ark has like every negative I can think of an MMO. Like it being too easy, especially when leveling, being lots of filler, so much filler content. You can pay money to skip all the filler stuff, but then like, why have the filler stuff in the first place? Why make a game that's inherently not fun, and then people want to spend money to get through the not fun to get to the actual fun raids at the end? That's stupid. I'd rather just fight the raids, right? You're just like, what the hell? And I can do that. No offense to MMOs like Final Fantasy or Lost Ark or WoW or anything. They've got sometimes some interesting boss fights. But they're not more complicated than like boss fights in like Ninja Gaiden or Neo or Dark Souls. They're actually less complicated. And those games I can just jump on and play. I don't need to grind for 30 hours to have the correct stats to actually then fight the boss. I don't have to do that. I can just fight the boss. So yeah, and never mind that stuff. If a game's so good, I can put up with that. If an MMO came out that was just god tier, I could put up with having to grind some, with having to, deal with these systems that are convoluted. I can put up with that to an extent if the game's really good. But I don't think Lost Ark's game, I don't think it's really good. The combat's really clunky to me. I think action RPGs that use click to move are just awful. It's a terrible control scheme. It's dated as fuck, and people only use it because nostalgia and Diablo being like the core of what started ARPGs really. And it sucks. Yeah, so I don't like the controls. The combat's boring. It's just a giant stat check. When you get to the raids, it's not just a giant stat check that takes like a million hours. So yeah, it's a lot of negative. Not a fan. I'm actually surprised that game is as popular as it is, because it doesn't seem special to me. I know I follow the MMO genre, even though I don't play them very much, but I follow the development of those games. I've seen which ones fail or succeed, and it comes and goes, and I know what the developers do. I know a lot about MMO development, and I don't see anything special about Lost Ark, to be honest. There's nothing special about it, really. I feel like it just got like really hyped up because of marketing and like streamers talking about it all the time, and everyone got all hyped up about it. Now that doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. Something can get overly hyped and can maybe not be what people thought it was, or not as good as some people wanted it to be or whatever, and it's still completely okay if you enjoy it, right? That's totally fine. I mean, for God's sakes, I'm playing FGO right now, so there's nothing wrong with enjoying Lost Ark like that. Some people like that genre of game, and that's great. Go nuts. It's a lot of the stuff I was talking about is subjective, but I do think it was overhyped regardless of that. I think streamers and stuff played a big part of that and just really hyped the hell out of it, and I just don't think it's anything special. Honestly, I think Final Fantasy is better from what I've seen of it. Like, Final Fantasy also has a lot of just like running around doing nothing, talking to NPCs for ages, and trash mobs you could never die to. But it also has, I think, way more
fun to do. There's all these mini games that are actually interesting. There's, you know, lots of like fashion things you can do, like collecting fashion, and you have like a lot of control over the way your character looks like. You don't need to spend money to do that. It also has big raids and lots of boss fights and dungeons that are hard. So Final Fantasy actually looks pretty similar to Lost Ark to me, even though one's an ARPG and one isn't, but ultimately they kind of play very similar. But Final Fantasy actually looks better to me because there's just more to do that looks interesting to me. Okay, so we actually lived so long, our attack up came back. Boy, does that not happen often. So yeah, we can definitely beat this, and we're not actually out of the race just yet. I think we would have won on this attempt if this command code just had the dot clear. I think that's all we would have needed, and we would have won. So yeah, it's very doable, and especially with like formal craft and stuff, it'll be even better still. Yeah, I actually do feel like Lost Ark's gonna drop off in like a month. I don't think it's gonna die. I think it'll, you know, some people really like that style of game, and that's totally fine. A lot of people want a game like that. They kind of want a game to waste their time. Some people like kind of seek that out. Oh wow, I think we win. Barely. We literally die this turn, but I'm pretty sure we win. I think we can do 70k. I might be a little close here, but yeah, I think we win. That's crazy. Yeah, we're gonna have to do the NP though, so I'll put it in slow-mo. We have to confirm that we can win here. But yeah, I think there's going to be a player base for Lost Ark for many, many years to come, and they'll probably love it and have fun, and bless them, right? Good for them. But yeah, I fucking hate it, and I have like no interest in it, to be honest. But I'll have to keep an eye on it from a development standpoint, because I generally do with those kinds of games. Yeah, Yagyu doing pretty damn good here. I think our best combo is actually Buster NP Buster. It's better than the 3 of a kind bonus. Although we've got the extra, that may not be true anymore because of his extra attack boost passive. I honestly don't know. The thing is, the extra attack still gets the benefit 50% from the first card Buster bonus, and because we don't have art up, I think this is still better. All right, I'm ready to zeet the app because we might kill him here. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be very close. Come on. Not dead yet. Oh, he's got it. Oh, he's got it. I don't even need the extra attack. Yeah, he's already dead, and you have the entirety of the extra attack, and that's a pretty meaty extra attack because he's got the passive and the first card bonus, etc. So, feels good, and that's without the extra stuff. He absolutely would have done better if he had the dot clear. That would have made a huge difference, and then also formal craft. We easily could have worked in formal craft, so we would have been getting our NP a bit faster. Probably would have NP'd an extra throughout that whole run. Formal craft probably would have resulted in us NPing one more time than we did, just from the NP gain side of it. And one more NP is obviously more damage, but it's also an extra attack down. And then also, all of our NPs would be doing more damage because formal craft would help more. And also, some of our normal attacks would have done more damage. So, even though he won, it was by the skin of his teeth. I think if you set all that other stuff up properly, it would not be by the skin of his teeth. I think he could have maybe a turn, maybe even 2 turns of wiggle room, and that's pretty impressive. So, he doesn't have the Saber bonus right now, but he could. But that's kind of cheating for how we're comparing him to other people. But if he had his third passive, then he would have just obliterated it. Right? He would have won a while ago at that point. All right, boys. I know we didn't play NA that much. I do apologize. I'll get to more of that soon. But I think we'll wrap up FGO for today because I want to play some Dark Souls 1 because I've been putting it off, and I really just want to finish it. We're close to finishing it. I want to get it done, and we got Elden Ring coming up, so I want that done and out of the way. Unfortunately, we have to fight Bed of Chaos today, which I forgot about last time, and I think Bed of Chaos is one of the worst bosses that has ever been designed in any video game ever created by man, so that's a thing. But thank you for hanging out for those that are just here for FGO. But give me 1 second here, we will switch over to the Dank Souls. But we'll probably get back to Lost Belt 6 pretty soon because ultimately I stopped doing it because of Valentine's Day, right? But Valentine's Day is garbage. It's like
By the way, I'm just talking in general, but we're not even talking about the FGO version. But for the FGO version, garbage and just repetitive farming. You know, there's no reason to stream it. It's just dailies. It's glorified dailies, so. So what's sad is they have confirmed that the Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3 servers will come back. They are returning, but they're not coming back until after Elden Ring launches, and it's because they've been putting all of their resources into, like, you know, getting that ready and I guess fixing the exploit over there and that kind of thing. But yeah, it kind of sucks because I really wanted to do Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 PvP right before Elden Ring. I think that would have been great, but not going to happen, unfortunately. Yeah, well, Beta Chaos is the next boss we have to fight, and it's the last boss we have to fight before the Gwyn, so brace for impact. Alright, let me kill the music, because we'll use the in-game soundtrack. Although the in-game soundtrack only plays when you fight a boss and when you're in Firelink, but kind of works. Yeah, maybe we play some Neo soon, though. That why we, like, right before Elden Ring. That could be fun. I do kind of want to try Neo 2. People say it's really good, but we'll see. Might just play Neo 1 because I already have Neo 1. Might wait for Neo 2 to go on sale, you know, be a cheap bastard. Alright, let me reset the stream just so the VOD's separated, and I'll be back in like 5 seconds.